Hello and welcome to this Aftermath special edition from inside this Lego room. Now this has been used for our disaster series for multiple uploads, which just seems to be getting worse and worse. And after the live stream yesterday, which can only be described as utter chaos, it did not end well. I'm going to try it one more time, and if it buggers up again, we will just pretend it's in, and when we can just continue with life. Well, not gone well. Oh, very.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The band may have just fallen through the table. Oh!
So I will link that live in the description below, and you can check out all of the chaotic activities that ended up happening with me and Jay's Toy Collection UK. It was a very successful live stream until this happened. Yes, the table snapped with me on it, and everything Ninjago related has now been mixed up and smashed together. But it gets better than that, because not only did the table smash with the Ninjago City, Ninjago Docks and Ninjago Gardens all on top, the light also fell over, which has taken out half of the roller coaster track. Most of the roller coaster track now, which is an absolute pig. The light took out a bit of this, so that's not too bad. Don't know what damage it's done to the actual light itself or the Ghostbuster firehouse. And it continues as well, because this is the first time me stood here since the upload yesterday, or the live yesterday, shall I say. So underneath this table, I also had units stored because I was moving them all in the live. So underneath this table currently, I know that there is the pirate boat, the big sort of island. We also have a big rocket ship just there, and I've only just found out and remembered that all of my architecture sets are underneath that table as well. So as it stands, I think I've quickly done the maths, and it's over 20,000 bricks in total. Now, if you want to start figuring out how long that would take you to start putting together if the sets weren't mixed, well, all of these, obviously, well, they clearly are. And it gets better, because not only do we have the table that I now need to take out and then go to IKEA for, we do like a good IKEA trip, I've got to play find the pieces, because they have gone absolutely everywhere. And when I mean everywhere, they've ended up all the way back here as well, and it keeps going and going and going. So this is a special edition. This is a one-time full week upload. We're going to try and get this spun round, and I'm going to see where this is at. And when you are watching this on Saturday evening with the date across, nothing else in this Lego room would have been achieved, because I'm going to upload this and finish and editing it together on the Friday. And then in the comment section, I need you guys and girls to start coming up with different names for a brand new series. The disaster series is finished. The finale was the live. It couldn't have ended up any more chaotic than that. So now we've got to come up with an even better name, which is easy to spell and easy to say. Now, I'm also got to try and make a load of space for, obviously, the cats, because they like coming up here. And as it stands at the moment, there's nothing to do. So the first episode, I would imagine, of the new series, once you guys and girls have named it, is going to be a road trip to IKEA to get a new table. But today's upload is very much going to be 20,000 brick pickup.
Now, we did say that we may end this stream with a man falling through a table.
Oh, that sounds terrible saying that out loud. And I also need to move some bits and pieces. Now, the reason why I've got to move some bits and pieces is not for placement, it's not for show. On a positive, we did achieve stuff on the live. The shadow box looks fantastic. She's gone over there. Brilliant. I have just picked up 3 storage containers. Now, these sets are my favourite sets. I absolutely love these, and I've got phenomenal memories of putting them together. You get attached to certain things. This is them for me. These and that thing in the corner, they are the sets I care about the most. And the Joker Manor, those are all at the same sort of time frame that I picked them all up, and for personal reasons, that's why I like them so much. Anything else, I couldn't care less. if it was the Avengers Tower, whatever, Daily Bugle, whatever. But I am going to really make sure that every single piece is accounted for, which means it's going to take forever. So I'm not actually going to buy anything new until these have been rebuilt. It's that simple. So I'm going to repair everything that is in this room, finish the bits and pieces that need to be finished, like the castle. Obviously not this week, but the castle will be finished, along with everything else before anything else gets bought. Because, well, 20,000+ bricks, like I said, that have been mixed up as a massive jigsaw puzzle. Oh, there's a car. Ooh, there's a car there. That's exciting. Very nice. So that means there's more stuff in there than I thought there was. So we'll keep tallying that up as we go. Now the other thing that was lucky is I ended up obviously cracking my shins on the top of this. But here, before I started filming, there's actually a knife stuck out inside the table. So I did wonder why I cut my shin. That would be the reason why. So I was very, very lucky with that. So top tip, don't leave sharp objects on the floor. So we have got a lot to do. So buckle up, grab yourself a nice big drink, some popcorn, and let's get to it. Oh my days, the table's actually cracking now. Look at this. Ever seen that before?
No, I can't say I have. No, that is a first.
The first thing I need to do is I need to place you down on that table. Sorry, Pumpkin, you have no idea what's going on with this floor, do you? This light that I use specifically for the live stream, which has now, well, yeah, just broken quite a bit, is I need to get this out and I need to see if the light is smashed. Now, oh dear. Oh dear. Right, so hang on. Let me I just spotted what's happened. So obviously it's a long light, nice and simple, and I'm looking at it from here, going, yeah, no problem. I didn't realise it actually properly hit the Avengers Tower on the inner side. So this whole curve is either on the inside of the tower currently, or it's just pinned against the tower. So let me give you a bit more of a bird's eye view of exactly what is going to be going on with this. Hand on the roof, come on. Oh, the front stayed on. I genuinely thought that was going to rip the front. Oh, it has taken. Oh, has it? Yes, it has, but it didn't fall out. Lucky. Okay, good. So that light. Are we good? I've just unplugged it, so I don't actually know if it still works. Let me give this a quick test and see if it's okay. I set this light up to be clever, and this light's now in the way, and I'm going to lose it in a minute. So I put the light there for you guys and go to see a bit better, and it's not really... Does it make a difference? Oh, it does. I would say that is working absolutely perfectly, and there is no cracks whatsoever. Now, I'm not going to show you that because you will end up glowing blind, but this light is good to go. So this now needs to get out of here because it is now clearly in the way. And like I said, I've got to get all of these legs off once all the pieces are off, and those pieces need to go in boxes. Those boxes need to go up at the top. When it comes to 20,000 brick pickup, which I can't say with a straight face, I will do that as a time lapse, and I might do it as a voiceover or some cheesy music, because I think that is going to take a huge amount of time. But I do want it as close to being good. Side of the boat's all off as well. I think that just clips on. I don't think that's too much of a problem. Bits and pieces are off. Yeah, so lots of repairs to do over the next couple of weeks. And to be honest, I can do them on the live streams as well, can't I? I can actually repair these on a Sunday with you guys and girls while researching new Lego sets at the same time. So it's going to be a multitask live on a Sunday. And then if I go live on the right time, we might get Jay back and he might be able to do some more unboxing of the toys, because that did look very, very good as well. And then we can start comparing the Lego minifigures to the toys that he's unboxing, because we tend to collect the same sort of stuff, just in different scales.
Let me grab the... Oh, you're literally in luck. Put him up.
It's up.
Here is
the
X-Men, the X-Men 97 Hasbro 6-inch version.
Ah. Oh, see, my hair's really dark.
So they have gone for a lighter shade on there then, if I get right.
Yeah, I
right
prefer
in there.
that. I prefer it just with nothing.
You've cooked up your own design there, but as you can see
Yeah.
from the Lego version, you are missing the leg printing, as he does have very distinctive yellow bands,
Yeah,
which they didn't
I've
do.
got the bit on the back. Yeah, with the same on the back. In fact, mine's more detailed than yours on the back because it's got all the black marking on. It's not just yellow.
Yeah, Hasbro don't bother the back.
Yeah, and the front it's also got very similar with the belt buckle, same gloves. But yeah, from legs downwards, it's a complete disappointment.
Right, well, because I cried myself to sleep last night, I really don't need to moan about it too much on this. I just want to crack on and get it done. But keep it interesting, because if this is going live as a premiere, depending on a premiere, depending on how long it is, it probably won't be. Let us know if you are watching this back in the comment section. What is the worst set you have damaged yourself, and how many bricks was it? We've all done it. We've all dropped something, but let me know what yours is to make me feel a little bit better. And then once everything is repaired, which is going to be weeks or months, to be honest, what should be the new first set as a landmark memorial of this sensational event that took place yesterday? And I need to get a little plaque with the date. But let's get at it. So as we make our way up, let's just put the pieces of the puzzle together. Spare pieces box ended up there because I needed something to make a flap. These two sets were down here, so they did not get damaged. As we then pan up, that does not look fun. So everything that we are looking at is all from the live stream. So all of these pieces, I'm just seeing it again. That is, well, yeah, that is a, what is that? That's Shanghai, everybody. Shanghai is taking a, yes, good. They're hundreds and hundreds of pieces. So all of that needs to be done. So we got little bits, and yes, all of this was on the sides that got knocked off. It wasn't already on the floor. Oh, what have we got underneath? I want to check out all of this first. Lego Technic truck. Yeah, the pirate boat is there. That doesn't look fun. So I need to start all the way back that way to actually make some space so I can actually stand up, because I'm at the moment I really struggle to get down the loft ladders. So I need to put those modulars up in that back corner, and we can then just crack on and go from there. So like I said, this special edition is going to be completely uncut. So there's going to be no editing involved apart from when I drop and drag obviously the files in, or if I stop it and then start it again. What you see is what you get, and then like I said, depending on what we do with what for the pickup, it will either be voiceover music or not. Now I'm actually struggling to get those onto the back because that's in the way, and I think I actually really, you know what, I really hope that's one unit. I hope one went that way, and I hope one went that way. And until I actually rewatch the footage back, which I haven't brought myself around to doing yet, apart from the snippet that Jay very kindly showed me, which you guys have just seen. I can't visualise what went where, to be honest. But I'm hoping that is the case. So there's the tape measure. That's the measure for the length. We did that for the Daily Bugle. We might play, because it is a special edition and I'm feeling a little bit cheeky, an innuendo bingo. But you're going to have to try and catch the words as we go. So that might be a good bit of fun. Won't get demonetized doing it that way. But yeah, it might be a good bit of fun, because like I said on the live stream yesterday, we weren't just doing the mushroom tip, we went full length all in for the live stream yesterday, and I think we got a little bit carried away.
Right, reaching. Is it full length?
I haven't thought it through, I don't know what I'm doing.
So, there we go. Set number 1 bodged and to the back. Set number 2 is coming. So this is the bookshop, which, to be honest, I think the townhouses and the bookshop, even though I just need to tidy all this up. We had a plan yesterday, so we didn't try and get sidetracked to stop picking up all these pieces. We had a plan that it was going to be Spider-Man to the left and X-Men to the right-hand side. But I think the more I look at that, it needs something beside it. So that, I think, needs just one building before it goes into the mansion. And it's either going to need like a townhouse or something. And I think, to be honest, we need to try and get the townhouses back up in that corner and maybe put the head on top of the Doctor Strange. So we've got 2 townhouses, side street, head on top of the Doctor Strange, a unit, rest of the shelf for X-Men, just so it adds that little bit more. Because at the moment, even though they look fantastic individually, they do look too individual. Because that head, to me, now we've actually processed the bits and pieces, it works, but I don't think it looks as clean and as fluent as what it did when we had all the modulars around it as well. So we want to keep the eyeball hanging out to the side, and we've got this cool side-on alleyway, and it's the first time I've actually had it displayed forward facing. So it does need another modular there. Now I think we want maybe 2 townhouses on the left and then the diner on the other side of the Daily Bugle, because that is part of Spider-Man, and then it goes into the X-Men Mansion, because the X-Men Mansion is just going to be one individual set. So I'm going to put the diner up the other side of the newsstand, I think, and then that's going to be our Spider-Man run. I think that'd be a good way of doing it. Probably not in this upload, because it's going to be long enough as it is. This, I am already telling you now, this will be the longest upload I've ever done. You're going to have to watch this in multiple parts, I would imagine, because this is going to be a long, raw, uncut one of just how long this is going to take. And it's going to take even longer if I just don't get on with it. Now, what else can I move? What did not get damaged? So that, somehow, that was on the table, I think. And I think the Lego house one was on the table, unless I took that off. I can't remember actually taking them off. I don't know if I took them off in the live stream or if they flew, but they were there. So I've actually got somewhere to stand now. Result, base plates. I'm going to sacrifice everything else to get this fixed, but I need the runway for the table. So this whole floor needs to be clear. So the base plates can go by the Star Wars. And you know what we're going to be doing again then? We're going to be tidying everything back up in multiple sections like we always do, because I'm a moron. So I have got those boxes. So once we've actually repaired everything, I've then got 3 nice storage boxes to put stuff in that we're not using, so we can tidy it up a little bit, which would be ideal. But for now, we are just going to do what we can do. And that is all we can do. That is all we can do. So they're the smaller ones. That is that. Now where you are, I think we can put 1 unit, 1 container. Ooh, I need 2 more gaps. 2 more gaps. 2 more gaps. Jurassic Park gates are going to have to move. I think we can get another box on the edge of that table. So 1 box on the edge of that table, 1 box on the edge of that table, and probably 1 box on the floor would be the easiest and safest option. He says, I think that'd be the easiest way of doing it. So let's get these gates moved. And I just put them in a place where I thought they would work. But they will fit straight back because I did that on purpose. So we just need to get that moved, and I think that's a little bit of a better angle for you, so we can just crack on from there. So as we're moving this, oh, don't want him to fall off. Oh, I don't want that to happen either. It just gets worse. So when this table's out, there might be a silver lining to all of this, because I know I went through like the Dudley Boys. Or actually, better yet, I actually went through the table like May Young. But I've got a Kallax that I can't build. See, this is how stupid it gets, look, see? That I can't build because it won't fit underneath the tables. However, with that table moved, I could potentially put a Kallax there, which I already have. Yes, that was how? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. It just falls apart. Not designed to be moved like I move it. I think it just needs to be glued together and leave it be. Yeah, Kallax. So it's not as high. Make a lower display. It's one of those in white. Gives us 8 cubes, and then I can actually use that as storage space as well. So I'd have these 3 container boxes plus spare pieces boxes all up in here. Different episode that'll be. So again, if you are sticking with me and watching this through, let me know, because this is all going to be future bits and pieces for a series that you guys and girls are going to name. There's the diner. You know, if I put the diner up by the Daily Bugle, I can then put the Simpsons frames where the diner is, because it's the same size, and then the diner's out the way. I just don't. Yeah, I think what we're going to do by the end of this live stream, good grief, by the end of this upload, is I'm going to have all the modulars in the corner, everything picked up, table up, Spider-Man section done. Or I just keep going and place all the modulars with road plates, so it gives you guys and girls a rough understanding of what we're trying to do, and then in the live streams, once everything's repaired, I can move it all. We'll see how this week pans out. Today's only Monday, so we'll see what day we finish this on, and how long this memory card will last for, and how many batteries I end up going through. But the diner, which seems to be missing an eye of all things, so it's dinner at the moment, so there's an eye somewhere. That's the downtown diner from the back end, everybody. Back end downtown diner. Don't know whether to go Daily Bugle, diner, Doctor Strange, head on top of Sanctum, townhouse, or diner on the other side. For now, the diner go on the other side, and then when this table goes, it'll be really easy to reach. So let's just do that. So there's the diner over in that corner. Let's get you up. So we'll be looking up there. So if I drop anything, you won't see it, but you'll hear it, I'm sure. So that would be splendid. Diner is on its way. Here it comes. I found the eye. Oi. There is the eye. I've taken the it's taken the N out as well. Very impressive. That is fantastic. Because this got moved on the actual stream. God, it's filthy. Filthy like its owner. Right. Einer. Right. Let's step over that leg. Yes, it would be easier if I put it up after the fact. Is the roof even attached? No! What have I just hit? Joker. Oh, missing part of the E, I think. Something's come off. That's quite nice, though. So that can stay there for now. I think that's what it was missing. Just something simple, either side was bugging me. Like I said, maybe put those two together, put that on top, and because we know both townhouses will fit in the corner because we'll be stuck for height, and I think that would look nice high. If I was to move that over, I can't get the thing on top, but I think that actually might just sit directly on top. We can put all the minifigures around it, and then we can make it nice and high. Because we took a lot of modulars off that shelf, I know we've got a lot of space, but it will be, that side's not going to be used for anything where those bricks are. and then that's going to be the expansion for the X-Men. Obviously, we've potentially got a bridge to come, so maybe the bridge could just go where the head is and the head goes on top. But the diner, because Jay said it reminds him of the Spider-Man diner, I think it makes sense having it on that run for Spider-Man. So it seems to be that we're going to do a run of Spider-Man, run of Batman, and then obviously we've got the Avengers run, and then we'll probably do a Punisher scene. We do a Daredevil scene now. Oh yeah, we did this, didn't we? So we got the cinema in the corner, police station there. Then we put the tumbler running up the building, and then we've got the shadow box all open and fully erect and length. You are playing the Innuendo game. That's a 1 tick, so I'll give you that one for free. And then you have got all of, well, this nonsense. So talking of nonsense, I'm not doing a thing, am I? So that is in your way. Not any, it might, that flap might end up hitting you in the face in a second, but if I'm quick enough, it should be okay. I just need to remember the Simpsons minifigures are here. Right, there, that's it, out, done. That's spare pieces. Fantastic, done. Spare bits, more spare bits. Yeah, I had everything ready for the live. It takes a lot of prep, the lives, especially when it comes to inside here. That is Rocky's hair, bless him. Give him a little bit of a comb quickly before we went live. That can be dumped there. Spare battery in case this one goes live. In case this one goes limp. That's second point. And then yeah. Right, so we have got some good girth on that table now for the box. Table 1, table 2 on the floor. Table 3 will go there. So I'm going to grab the tables. So Bubba Ray is calling. I am going to grab the table, and then the fun and games will begin. So there is 2 boxes, because I was stupid enough to not have the third one there, because Pumpkin has fallen asleep in one of the boxes, so she can have that one for now, because I am in her way at the moment. So that is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, so that's a bit of a nightmare, but that one sits perfectly fine. So maybe I will have one on the floor and one just there. I know I said this was going to be uncut, but I wasn't going to bore you moving that again. So nice and safe pieces. Now, where do I put you? Where's the best view? Where's the proper, where's the disaster angle? That's what we want. Here, ground level, I think. Let's get you down to the bottom, and let's figure out if we can figure out what is what. How good are you at your Ninjago sets? City. Beautiful thing that is. I'm sure that's a city, not the gardens. He says. Actually a bit confused now, I can't quite. Yeah, oh, this is the, yeah, city, because that is the, yeah, beautiful. You're upside down. Oh, you're upside down. I've got crabs. I've just broken the crab. He's popped off. You can go in there. Roof of the city. Now the good thing is that these are actually broken, some of these in big chunks. So as long as I don't launch them in the box, we should be okay. That is absolutely destroyed. That's a wreck. I think I actually knocked that off individually. I said to Jay that I knocked this off. There'll be hundreds of bricks all over the place, and they would have gone underneath. Look at the state of all that. See, I was in the, every now and then I pull it out, put it back in a bit neat and tidy. But as long as this base is, how many of you started to say all about the base then? Come on, be honest. As long as this base is the city, yes, so it's got water, we are good to go. Now, I did not think of that, but by fluke, this box is big enough to swallow a 32 by 32 base plate. That's embarrassing. So these boxes are 45 litres. There was a box that was smaller than this and slightly narrower. It's like, I'll just get this because they had 3 of these. I would have been crying if I picked up that box and it wouldn't swallow a 32 by 32 base plate. Yeah, fantastic. Let's get you probably here. And we will now go to a time lapse. Almost all back in the box. That one was simple enough. I'm glad it went that way. Now this one is 2 sets, and I think there's still layers missing from this one, so this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky with regards to trying to sort it out a little bit better. Now hopefully Pumpkin's now awake, so I can get her up, give her a little bit of a cuddle, give her some food, and then I can just stack the other box on top of this. I have got lids. I was clever enough to pick up lids, so that worked out to be okay. Now, hopefully you're enjoying the flashbacks, because you're going to get a lot of those throughout this episode.
I don't quite know how to describe this, but there is a man inside a table.
Did forget to mention that at the very, very start, that I am going to be trying doing something a little bit different, and this is all a test. So it's just a bit of fun, just with the flashbacks, to see how it works. And if that is the case, I might actually do flashbacks in the new series coming forward, just as a recap of what used to be where. It's a lot harder to edit together. I say that without even actually editing it together, but I know it's going to be a lot harder to edit together. Let me just stop myself there, because I can confirm it has been an absolute nightmare getting these in. So you've got 1 or 2 more still to come, I would imagine. Then I might give up. But if it does work, like I said, it's a test. We will see how it goes in future uploads. But hopefully at the same time, it's just a little bit of fun, and hopefully enjoying the music at the same time. Now, Daily Bugle. Oh, it did take a bit of damage. Daily Bugle. The Avengers Tower. Quinjet. That's down there. Yeah, that's my bad. That's on me. Oh, mummy. Yeah, it's my fault. I get it when I fix the table. I take it when I take a sledgehammer to the table. Right, lid, other box. I don't know whether to do this with you. I don't know. There's Saturday Av. Saturday Av will have a headache as well, because he was there ready to be placed. I don't know how to do it. I might just do it how I've just done it, because it's only 20 odd seconds for you, where it's a lot of time for me, and that way I can actually think about it as I do it, because I need to really concentrate on it. And then we will just go completely raw when it comes to getting this table out, because I need to actually see if this legs are salvageable and exactly what failed, because the bit that broke wasn't the bit that I thought was on its way out, which is the really weird thing. Anyway, moving on. That's the big chunks done. So obviously that is the table. That looks fantastic. The docks did well. Bearing in mind the middle piece of the docks is already missing, because I was an idiot and already knocked that off. The actual bits and pieces that belong on the inside of the docks, it survived. So every single bit of fruit, all of that was fine. The minifigures stayed where they were as well, so that did well. What didn't do well is, well, the gardens. But I said when we did the unboxing review on that, it was not very sturdy. So now I have physically smashed all 3 of them. I would say the docks is the most sturdiest, followed by this breaking in much bigger pieces. And then this, the designer needs to have a word with themselves if somebody falls through a table, because that really isn't up to scratch, to be honest. There's far too many pieces for that. Now, we are getting to the fun and games, because, well, we now got bits that don't belong. So Wong shouldn't be down here. So this is what I am now sorting out. So one should not be here. You will probably go to a time lapse again in a second, but now I can kind of figure out exactly what goes where. I could potentially just talk nonsense for you for a minute. So that's another big chunk. So that did all right. That's obviously from the dock. So that did do well, because that's another piece for the dock. I think that's the dock. Yes, it's got, yeah, it is a dock, because the pieces interchange. It's got Ninjago Tonight on there. It's the next tier up. I want to say it is. I want to say it is because it's a different shade of blue. That's what's throwing me. So the shapes are very, very similar, and obviously the internals of them are the same. And it was years ago since they were built, but this is the garden. So that's a completely different shade of blue. I'm sure. Well, I'm now doubting myself actually that is, because this should be the steps. That is definitely the dock. But the dock did have some blue in it, so worst case I've got one bit wrong. But we will see. Now that coaster track and all of this is from, well, City didn't do very well. All of these pieces are from the city, so it's going to take a little while for me to go through. So you go back to a time lapse, we'll have a nice little flashback, and then we'll pick some more music.
Downtown Ninjago. We're going to have to go after an earthquake.
And just like that, it is done for that little bit. Now, the hairline crack.
Well, K-Bricks has asked the question of how is the table holding up. So I'm just going to show you my camouflage legs on this table. So as it stands right now, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a huge crack there. Can you see? Hang on.
I had a lot of shadow, I think. I didn't particularly see.
Wait for it.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, I can see no lights on it. You've got a hairline.
That crack though is now getting longer and longer.
So if I turn my camera around, you can see the same tables in use here, but not cracked. Oh,
it's gone. Jay's fallen over. I thought you had fallen over.
So in the wrestling display behind me, we've got the same full length. These are all IKEA tables, deep across the toy room there. But top tip, ladies and gentlemen. Don't stand on your tables.
Yes, how many times was that mentioned by myself and Jay? Now that is where this flap is. So we are now looking at something new. This here is where the hairline crack was, but it's still attached. But where it's given up is in the middle of the table, because that's where it's bent. Why it caught me by surprise a little bit, because if you re-watch the break, I was quite far into the table, and I do remember saying, and also I will edit it in, that we will just do this last piece and then we'll call it quits at the 2 hour mark.
I wonder if I can get this camera. Is it even any point? We're not going to be on it for too much longer, are we?
No, I'll probably go off in a second and say we'll get to we're nearly at 2 hour mark in 3 minutes. So that might be a good
yeah, that'd be a good time to stop. Right, well, I'll just get the chat up on there and then we'll call it quits.
And now I'm on my knees playing pickup. So what I need to do is, you're going to be back with me now for a little while, because I don't think we need any time lapses just yet. I don't think there'll be any more. Let us know if you like that kind of thing though, like a mix of time lapse, just so it speeds it through, because sometimes I just don't film it and then do an update with you, whereas at least if you like the time lapses, you do that. And I know you like the driving stuff, so I will be doing more of that, because we will be doing a lot of that. So when I go to get the Lego sets, I will just set this camera up on the dashboard and we will be away. Because I know a lot of you like to see the roads over here. It doesn't bother anybody from the UK, but I think people further afield quite maybe like that kind of thing. Right, oh hang on, there's more. So what have we got down here? We have got more bits that have gone through the table with me, which is impressive. So I know what that bit is. So that is there. Yep, Yeah, there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot there. So I think now would be the perfect time to take this table apart and check out any other damage. Now, as I said, any other damage. This side of the table also has really big pieces. So this one, well, let's be honest, it really didn't fare very well at all. But I am quite happy that the pieces are going in all right. And I do quite like the fact that the docks isn't anywhere near as bad as what I thought it was going to be, which is fantastic. There's bits I can't reach there, and there's bits underneath here that I can't reach. Jay, that's your instructions, so I know you really care about that, so we need to get that. We need to make a sort of a shrine display for that set. Kneeling here, that shelf, those two around that table bugle does look really smart. And the Avengers Tower side on now, with that up there, looks really nice as well. So I don't know if we want to spin it round and have the A facing forward, or we want Tony falling off the side. So yeah, positive. What is going to be interesting is this. Now, I don't know where to put you, to be honest, because I can't get this box any further in. I don't know. I don't actually physically think is it attached? No. So that's the hairline crack. There we go then. So I've just been an idiot. So that's your hairline crack, which, well, didn't give. So what's underneath here? That is one broken table. Oh, did it give from underneath? Oh, it gave from the bit I could not see. So how long was it like that for? So maybe it'd already given up from the bottom, and then what we were seeing on the live was it giving us a warning. So it's ripped from there but snapped from the middle. Don't think I can repair this though. I need to get the drill and take this apart. Oh, it's blown its guts out. It's blown its load from the outside there. It's made a mess absolutely everywhere. So that is the length on there. That's the that's that. And that yellow piece I desperately need. I probably need another box to put the architecture sets in, to be honest. Different day, different problem. All the architecture sets can go in when the docks get repaired, because that'd be the first thing to repair. But I think I'll finish the Disney Castle first. This is a long list. Now, what's going to happen when I do this? Fantastic. Well, let's be honest. I'm not fussy about new boxes, but I hadn't actually opened this and it's blown the seals off. Well, I now can't sell this or give it back to the shop, can I? So that's that. That is that. That was a birthday present. Look how cool these little minifigures look. Not too sure what we can do with this dream stuff. I don't know whether to have it over in our mythical section or what. I don't know where it's going to go. But at the same time, I think it does look quite cool at the same time. I need two hands. That's what I need. Two hands. Got you on the flop. Oh, that's damage. That is... Luckily, I don't care about that whatsoever. That's the pirate ship. So that can just be thrown away. So this is, yeah, this is this. So this is what the inside of this box looks like. Oh no, that's a lie. I did open the seals on it because we opened it up for an unboxing. So it didn't blow the seals off. I've just lied to the world. However, that damage is new. So that dent, that's a new dent. I don't know if that's a... I don't know, oh, it's a double dinger. You've got a double D. So... It's been penetrated and violated is what this box has been, because this box, I think now, is literally it's lost a quarter in length because we have, we've done a good, I'll take a photo and put it on the Instagram page, but that's, it's good fun. Now, get that out of the way, get this table out of the way. I need to get a drill to get these legs off. And then we can see what's what. Now the good thing is the expensive bits are the legs. So, we're missing a screw. It's pinged the screw out. Yeah, there's stuff underneath there. Right, I'm going to get a drill, put you to a time lapse, and then we can crack on. So I've just grabbed the drill and went to actually do a bit, and I've actually just ripped out. So I just decided to rip it rather than use the drill, and that worked okay. So I might go Hulk again and smash that. See what I did there? Bingo reference. Now, what I have done, because I'm kind of an idiot, but at the same time I like to get sidetracked, is the larger figurines that they've done. So the Batman, the Spider-Man and the Wolverine actually I think might work well as an entrance into the park. So they were just stood there and we made a footpath through their legs. They would be in minifigure scale for like a huge photo opportunity. So that could potentially work out to be okay, because the Batman looks fantastic. They're all fully complete, and at the moment they are down in what can only be described as a worse state area than this, because I have just gone in there for the first time since the really, really heavy rain, and I need to put my wellies on. So yeah, not going well on that. The drill was a pain in the backside to find as well, but that has been found. So can I rip this off like I just did with the other one? Because it's not, well, not really the easiest thing to do, but if I can, yeah, you can. So there you go. So top tip, if you decide to smash a table and go through it, you can, rather than wasting your time grabbing a drill out of a shed that's got a hole in the roof and flooded everywhere, just do what I'm doing, just rip it off. So if I'm doing that, if that is the case, if I put you there in a danger zone, because you're now right beside the bar itself, that's your internal. So it's your one chunky bit of wood and then nothing else. So get this out the way and get that in the bin eventually. We need to find some more screws. So I don't think, I can't remember where this table came from. I can't remember if it was actually our unboxing table. Now this is going to be good fun. So there we go, that's the next one. I was hoping that they would happen at the same time, to be honest, because it makes it a little bit easier. That one only had 2 screws in. Do not do this if you want to reuse it, because obviously I'm just physically pulling the screw out of the hole, and it makes it unusable, but it's just a lot quicker. It's just a lot quicker. I've only got the shakes. It's because I haven't actually eaten today, so I'll get this one out, then I'll go and grab a biscuit and a bite to eat. Come on. There we go. Bet you that'd be quite funny if that didn't actually record anything. And what I've just keep forgetting, there's Lego underneath here, and this table has just dropped on something. But hopefully that came through clear enough. So Hulk smash, and that's your flap. That's your load that blew off, and that'll be the last time you mention tables potentially, because that has gone. Now look how much space there is. There is so much space. So the camera's lagging a little bit, which is a bit annoying. Yes, I don't know what to do here, because there is so much space now without a table here. And it is much easier me grabbing different bits and pieces, and I don't have to worry about climbing on stuff, that maybe I go underneath table display and do something slightly different. Gives us options. It means then I don't actually have, because I only have to climb on the table to reach that. So yeah, options, because look, I can actually stand and reach the Daily Bugle with massive amount of gap. I've never been able to do that for ages, so it's not that far away. It is deep, don't get me wrong, but I can stand there and reach, so it's not a problem. Just can't do it when the table's there. Right, so I will go and grab a quick bite to eat, because I think I'm getting quite hungry. Get this table destroyed and in the bin. So one last time we're having a look at the inside of this. And then we will crack on picking up the rest of the pieces, because let's be honest, we are not even, well, that's a lot worse than what I remember. Oh, the joys. Right, a little bit further on in the day, and that was already smashed, and it probably looks just as bad as what it was, to be honest. That is the Avengers Quinjet, which I do not know still what to do with that, with regards to what is going to be going where. Now, we are going to be playing a guessing game now of what set does the bricks belong to. Now, this is really annoying, because this thing just here, I put there 5 minutes before we started the live. Now, I have also just spotted something else. Just there is a set of Apollo Creed's boxing shorts, or Rocky shorts, that I wore for one Halloween many moons ago, and I forgot they were there. So that's always nice to see, especially with the passing of Carl Weathers the other weekend. So nice that I still got those. Right, so I don't know whether to move these boxes yet, or just tuck into the bits and pieces on this ground level, because I'm going to get a little bit stuck, because I really think this needs to go in its own separate box, and I don't have a box, but I can get another box. So do you now come on a road trip with me, which will more than likely be in the future, and we get a box and clear, oh, excuse me, and clear the floor? I wasn't too sure if I was going to be sick then, swallow my tonsils or burp. I think I did a bit of all three. Yeah, so we either go on a road trip tomorrow. I would go now, but the kids are on half term. Not my kids, I don't have any kids, just the kids in general, all the schools. So it's chaos. But I can tomorrow, via my work, because I work all over the place, come back via here and pick up another one of these, or maybe another 2. I should have picked up more than 3. I didn't really think this bit through. I didn't think this would be as bad as what it was, and I generally forgot that I put all of those bits and pieces under there. So if that is the case, which, to be honest, it kind of makes sense doing what we've done and stacking these, because obviously they stack perfectly staggered, look. That's why I haven't put the lids on, so I can just put the pieces in all 3. So I'm sure there'll be pieces from all 3 things around on the floor, but I might as well, so like that, for example, that was on the table, and that's from the cantina, and the cantina's all the way over there. So that's your cantina, so he can go back over here. So he's ended up there somehow. Yeah, so I think that might be the best thing. If I got another 2 of those boxes and figure out what's what. Now that leaves an exciting road trip for you guys and girls. So you can see just how busy certain bits of the traffic is. Like I said, it's going to be a long upload. But at the same time, if I was just to push this back so I could stand here, I can reach, and I can actually tidy up these tables, especially these up here, and I can get the legs off the table. So there is stuff that I can do, and I can do that with you, and I can sort of think and figure out exactly what potentially could go where. Now the other thing I could do is go live right now. I could drop somebody a message, see if they're free, and carry on with what we were doing yesterday, which would be good fun. But it's getting very cold, and for my schedule for this to go live on the Saturday, I need 2 days per video to get it uploaded with how long the one that I filmed up to the last live. So I did actually film yesterday up to the live, and that video is long like the other one. By the time I put it together and rendered it, you write the afternoon off, say 3-4 hours off. And then by the time YouTube's in its own thing, that takes another good couple of hours as well. So you're looking at a day and a half, really. So we're Monday now. I can do this now for a little bit, then edit to make sure that the video is ready for tomorrow. So you're going to get a video Tuesday, which is a Ninjago video. That's not gone well. Now in the boxes, that's supposed to be a really nice what looks better where video in a poll. Yep, that's gone. And then we've got something else. Oh, it's starting to move this. It was starting to move this, and then obviously then it stopped. So we could carry on moving this, get the bits and pieces back, or I do it live, which I don't really think is going to work, because once these are in position, it then gives me space on the tables, and then I can start repairing different bits and pieces once that's all done. Because that, as it stands, apart from the boxes, I can't even stack the boxes now because all the boxes are falling over and the pieces are between it. And Rocky is wondering what is going on. So I will have a very quick think, and then we'll figure out the best plan of attack. So Rocky is helping me decide, and I think what I am going to do is carry on moving these. Now I say moving them, it's not going to move them too much, because I am looking over there and I see the Doctor Strange roof, which I can't remember if it was in my hand or not. Did I put it on the table? I know I did. Off he goes. I know he did something.
Now the roof.
Now, didn't you just say that was a very sturdy interlocked piece?
No, it is. I know this isn't the problem. It's so strong. It's just taking the roof off.
So I'll take the other part of that tail down. So if I get the bit on, because I've just looked at the time, I'm thinking it's really there's no point me driving all that way to come all the way back to pick up, I think, at least 3 of these. I'll probably get another 3, because I want one for the instruction booklets, one for all of the architecture sets, and then one for odds and sods that's underneath there. But like this, for example, so there's a cabin here. Now this cabin we can utilise and use, because I did say that I couldn't find the cabin. Now this cabin is Jason's cabin. Jason Boy's is what we're going to use it for. And this does have some water with it. So that potentially could go, because it's an old school thing. The roof comes off as well. No, that's a lie. No, it does. There you go, it's modular. So we can do what we want on the inside of that, and I could use that as my horror house, because that could go right by the A-frame, I think, and then we can have a little bit of water, if I can find the water in the canoe. Now, I have also just seen all of these minifigures as well. So that is another handful of those. There's some nice minifigures in that, so I can make some shorts up with those. There is a rabbit with a carrot. Is that from Winnie the Pooh? No. Not from the Winnie the Pooh set, it's the wrong character. There is something from Bugle down here. Bugle Airport. Oh, that took a massive tumble then. That's not good. And all this is, well, let's assess the damage. Oh yes, I didn't even get this far, so there's me going on about more boxes. And this is all Ninjago still. So that's Ninjago, 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 which is box number 2. Yes, they're safe, they're properly sturdy, these things, so it looks a lot worse than what it is. So let's see what else we've got for, there's a drop here. Get that out your way. Smash, pirate, nice road plate, we know that can be used. Ninjago, Ninjago, Ninjago. Oh, fantastic. That is the Slave 1, I do believe, because I had piled all the Star Wars stuff underneath here out the way, That's your slave 1 of the Bugle ship. That's a giveaway purchase that I never got a chance to even attack because Christmas just came and went this year. That is a Ninjago. That's the blacksmith from the city. So the city is bottom box. That's middle box. And that is squashed. What we got? Troopers. Empty box. My birthday present from Jay and Cheeky Monkey Kiara. So that is going to be dangling off the roof. So that is safe and sound, both. That box did not get touched. I'm not moving these boxes just for fun. I need that is what I'm after. Not that. All of it. And there's more inside that box. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So that's there. See, this is how easy it is to lose pieces. Look how much has gone in there. So all of that went in. Anything that's open, I'm going to have to check. That goes, deposit in there. Thought I missed the box for a second. There's a cool Mandalorian figure. So you can see how long this is going to take. So I don't know whether to just carry it. I don't want to move stuff for the sake of moving it. I don't want to double shunt it. So let's have a quick eyeball together. Is there anything else here? I think that's all pirate, That is the smashed bit from the Ninjago that fell. No, it's not. That is the bit I found for Jay's Toy Collection UK. That is the furnace from Mando. And I just found all the pieces and put them in a bag. So that is what that is. So that can go to our Star Wars section. That was already underneath there, so that's okay. That is more bits for that. So that just needs to go in a box and I can just repair that later. That's all pirate stuff. Train track and stuff. So no, I don't think there's actually anything underneath there. It just looks now a lot worse than what it actually is. So I'm going to very, very quickly stack the boxes because I'm not going to bore you doing that because I need both hands. And then we'll crack on. That is as good as it's going to get. Now it looks a lot worse than what it is because you've got to remember is the table actually came to here. So all of this was underneath the table and it goes back quite deep. And yes, there's all sorts of old games and videos and all that sort of stuff there, but the boxes when they get stacked takes up no room at all. The pirate is the thing that's spread all across the floor because that has been absolutely pancaked.
The man has gone through the table. It's if you're a wrestling fan out there, Devon, get the tables, and he's gone straight through.
That is that will be a full rebuild, which will never happen. But then at the same time, I was only thinking yesterday, it'd be quite nice to have a pirate, Viking and castle village. Because that's the 3 themes that they've got at the Legoland. So it'd be quite nice to have like a Legoland table. Which means this now needs to be redone. But then at the same time, couldn't care less. So that can just be thrown into a box. Now, do we add a train? Do we add the track? Do we do something? Because we did have an overhead thing for DC. We can just, because you had 2 up top with a road underneath, if you remember. So that's how that worked. And that was actually really good looking. So we could do that again and then just place a train on it. Not necessarily connected. But at the same time, we could try and connect a train underneath. We could potentially have like a loop going around. Or underground monorail or something. It's just the corners take up a huge amount of rooms. If the train could go in a straight line and I could connect it up where it went forward, stopped and went back, which I've seen people do, then that would be doable because I could easily do that, no problem. I've got loads and loads of track. And that we could have that on the main display and another one going forward and backwards underneath the table, because you can just have it going left to right and whatever else. But it just depends if we want this and if we're going to do anything with it. But that is going to be a much, much further down the line problem. Now we have, actually, looking at all of this, these are all my tiles. So these are all my spare bits. I've got all different tiles and all separate colours. This is what was used for the rainbow streets and all that kind of thing, which is obviously what we'll be bringing back. And yes, I've got minifigures and bags of just, well, mainly minifigures to be honest, and then you've got these really nice bright colours as well. So we'll go through all of them, and that I do believe is from my Legoland Castle Hotel from Legoland Windsor, because I actually managed to stay there one night and it was fantastic, the castle. So I got it when the park was just opening in the new season and there was nobody there, so it worked out to be all right. Would never pay the full price, so it's far too expensive. It's cheaper to jump on a plane to go to a different country, to spend 2 nights in a different country and come back, than it is to spend 1 night in the Castle Hotel at peak time. Just saying that out loud. Now, we have got ticket office, and we have a balloon minifigure. Now, what these are doing down here, I don't know. But then at the same time, what I have said very, very recently is Rocky, who was the big one that had just jumped in, has got a habit now of, if he wants to sit somewhere, he flicks a minifigure off. And he will just put this in his mouth and run off and then just drop it on the floor. So this is from the truck, which is over there in a lot of pieces. So that's something else that needs to be placed. That's something else that needs to be done. So there is quite a lot that we can actually still do without me. Here's me going, oh, I might just start to wrap it up or do some bits and pieces. I was about to say Daily Bugle minifigure. I don't think it is. I think that's part of that same ride. Right, I'll go through the pieces later because I'm just moving them for the sake of moving them, whereas I didn't really spend too long messing around getting those 3 in the boxes. So to be effective for time, I can stand. See, I'm even closer. I can still reach the Daily Bugle. So we are laughing. Now, talking Daily Bugle, taxi. That is now not going to reach up there, obviously, unless you put a side road in, which is that. Do we put a side road? I mean, like that. And then do we put that? Like that. And do we make a little street up? That look nice? That look pants. Because if we're going to do something like that, Morbius's car needs to go up there, which is the Spidey car. So I say Morbius, it's Miles Morales' car, because we have got Morbius being eaten there. Because the film was so bad, he deserves to be eaten. But we can have those 2. How do I do that so easily? What was that? Was that the headlight? The headlight? How have I managed to do that? I need 2 hands for this. Hang on. I told you it's all uncut and raw and not much editing going into this one. Oh, I have no idea. Was that really from there? It's not even the right piece. Something's pinged it. Oh, hang on. No, that can't be right. Okay, it's got an eyelash. That's not the right piece. It's the wrong shape for the headlight. So there was obviously another headlight on this table when... Oh, there it is. See? It's all been smashed. That's the bit I need. Don't know what that bit's from. But that bit there, which you guys and girls can't see, I just ripped the actual headlight off. Nothing else. So that is now back up on the shelf. And that is there. So we can just have that car there. Again, we got to start using maybe roofs and things. So that could potentially go up onto the top. And then we just put something else in there. Now the bridge, I could just leave that space for the bridge and then have the road underneath the bridge. I don't know how big that bridge is. I don't think it's massive. But if the bridge just fit in that gap with the height, we could have the bridge side on and just have the bridge hitting the Doctor Strange. That bit goes on top, and then the cars can go underneath the bridge with a little bit of a road. I think that's the way to do it. I know I've moved the brick because that was in front of it, but at the same time at the moment, I don't care. it is what it is. It can stay like that, and it's easy changeable because I can now reach. Right, what car-wise? To be honest, I don't actually. The taxi works there, but that car doesn't. That taxi can go there. That can just go there, and we can have the taxi angled for now. So at least they're both there for now. We'll worry about that later. Yes, the monstrosity of all of this. Now, let's go through the vehicle, shall we, and see what's what. We'll put these two minifigures that we found back in here. Now, all these minifigures were out for a reason, and they never got used because of a power cut. Now, I did say this in one of the last uploads, but I am sticking by that. How excuse me. However, the rest of this, not so much. So that is John Wick's taxi, which I don't have the set for. That is the car for the cinema. That is a car for the diner, and there's a pink one somewhere as well, isn't it? Now this one, annoyingly, is missing a couple of pieces. I've got them all, obviously, they're just smashed on the floor. It's missing the side door, both surfboards. License plates are on front and back, which is great, and it's just missing a teal bit on the side. So the bit that fell off was actually from this, and I've just thought of something. Will this fit there? Because we did have it up top. There is a screw hole like there, but that's really not going to work. But if I make use of the detective's office, will it? Yes, it will. It won't stay. I need to screw it. But we have the height, and that could go there, because we're going to be stuck otherwise with where this can go. We want to keep all the Batman stuff together. It goes as an Easter egg here, or we put it on top of a building, so it's just flying around like everything else, which is something to worry about later on. But because we've got everything else all really close together, it kind of makes sense just trying to put it there, and then it doesn't get damaged. But I don't know what I can do to pin it in, because I might need to bodge something or do something. Now, before I even think about that, I need to get the Doctor Strange roof on. I need to get these windows in for the Daily Bugle. That's not going to be fun. So I'll get those in next. So this is what I was in the process of putting back together, because my really tough bricks took this apart. So because I built these things so well, it ruined what I was trying to do, which was, there you go, you can see, was putting the Quinjet up. Now, Quinjet, talking of the Quinjet, will that now go on here for now? Do we put the Quinjet up top, or do we just keep it all Spidey on this side and then move it to the other? Because it's zone of zone of zone. That I can now reach. God, breath of fresh air. I can just do this, look. Don't really have to go into my tiptoes or anything. So that is up. I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see that. Like I said, it's a very raw one. Yeah, so that looks nice, I think. So we can have, get the space right off. This will go there. And then we want it angled, because I need to find the angle hinges. So I might as well find the angle hinges and do it all in one hit, rather than putting it on and taking it back off again. So that can stay off for now, I think. So that means we're moving straight on to the Daily Bugle, which I think you can still see. Now, I couldn't for the life of me. No, I've really wrecked this, so that we've lost a panel. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that's a bit of table. A bit of brickwork. I have no idea what that is. Now that is there, that goes on there, so I've just clipped those 4 on. That isn't, that is not correct, that is correct, that is there, right, that's that. That is that. So we're good so far, but we're missing a bit. We're missing the bit that goes across the bottom, and we're missing a lot from that as well. So we are still playing the game. Missing bits, Ninjago. There should be a tally of how many times I say Ninjago. Now that is the city, I think. So that go bottom box for the city. That was my sig fig. It's missing an eyeball and a leg, but that was my sig fig. Minifigures. I'm now looking around the table. What is that? There's a bit of, I don't understand why there's a bit of brickwork on the table. Oh, what's this? That's exciting. Oh, the flag. I need 2 more flags, and this is fully complete, because it's missing 2 flags at the top, which I knocked off once and I couldn't reach where they went. What is that? Oh, we smashed the... Oh, of course we did. Yes. So, what you've just seen was what this did. It did it twice. So that is that, and I'm assuming, because it's got no backlights, this must be the back strip for this, because the Daily Bugle, before the mega catastrophe, we were having smaller issues, and this was one of the smaller issues. Now that doesn't look right to me. Kind of. Oh, hang on. Did it hit the charger? Yes, it hit the charger. So the charger's back end's blown out. So there we go. So that is now back in. Now this is our makeshift Ghost Rider car, which actually is Dom Toretto's Too Fast Too Furious Charger, which the minifigure of him I've literally just put in a bag. So that is safe and sound. That's a really nice looking car, that one. So I think we're going to use that possibly in our, maybe go for another Punisher display with that. That can just be the Punisher's car, because he had that car in one of the films. Wow, there's a lot of damage over there. Anyway, the Batman, what's missing off that? Blue thing. So that's missing. What is this? Not helpful. We'll put that back there. I haven't got a clue where that's from. Right, so the Batmobiles that got specifically put in front of that shadow box before we moved this Joker Manor, 2 of the 3 got crushed. The ones that survived was the Tumbler and the 66. Oh, and the 89. So 2 of the 5, shall I say? Oh no, that's not technically not a Batman vehicle. So one Batman vehicle and 1 RT Charger. Diner. Do we put the diner somewhere? Do we put another road? Another road plate the other side of the diner, and then it's just X-Men Mansion, because that is the car for the diner, so it kind of makes sense that that goes up beside it, and that is the other vehicle. Now if it doesn't make any sense, then obviously I won't do it, but we have got yellow internals and white internals. Now the white internals were for downtown, I think, DC, and the white was for New York, because the yellow was for New York, because it is the lines that they have. And I am looking around thinking I have a few of those spare, so that might be an option. I'm just doing my best to try and make a little bit of space, but I'm really not making much of a dent into this, am I? Let me have a rethink and then we'll crack on. Okay, so with 5 minutes of thinking, I've actually already got that in, because I actually found the pieces that needed to be, because they were hidden around in there, because I always have to look through the viewfinder to make sure that you guys and girls can see what I'm looking at. But now if I actually just look around and keep you beside me like I would do when I'm vlogging, I can actually see a lot more. Sounds a bit weird, but if you do this kind of thing, you understand. Well, if you do this kind of thing, you know exactly what I'm going on about. Now this is the next one. Now that piece I have found, but I don't know if that is part of this. Now that is the bit that goes up at the top. Now this would not stay in on the live stream. It fell out so many times, but look. Fine, that's in. I think that's in. And it's because I actually can press against it, not trying to flip a table over. So, I'm just admiring the Daily Bugle there. It looks quite nice. I need to get this fixed, is what I need to do. But I don't know if there's pieces missing, because this fell out. I'm assuming I placed it, and then obviously it's gone kaput when it all went a little bit wrong. So it doesn't quite look right to me. I don't know if I'm missing a strip of something. Oh, I'm missing a strip that goes down the middle. That's what I am missing. So that needs to spin around and go that way. So I need... that bit slots in there, that bit needs to be pushed in, that bit goes back together. And then, is this bit even needed? Right, I need two ends and we'll see what's what. I am 100% sure that I am missing the bottom of that, which is really annoying because I wanted to get that in to see if it would fall over. Now I'm starting to trip over myself because we're going to have this problem, because I don't know if the pieces are on the floor. So I think what I need to do is, rather than just wasting my own time, is stop, then charge all the batteries up, take you for a road trip tomorrow, pick up these boxes, and then later on in the week come back up here probably in a few days time to carry on messing around with this, put this into position, get all the stuff off the floor, and then try and get some of these row plates and things in. But like this, for example, if this piece isn't on the floor, I have to find it on the table. Now to find it on the table, I do need to put some of the units about, because things really did go flying. Now I know for a fact that there's nothing on top of this Ghostbuster thing, and there's bits on top of that as well. So they really did go. It did give it some beams, which is fine. Now we know there's stuff to sort out on this side of the table. That's doable. That's not a problem whatsoever. I could just use that shelf space up at the top, just for modulars, just for a little bit of space, and I can literally check them over and see if there's anything that is knackered, like this for example. That bit goes there, and then there's other bits and pieces where it needs to go with, because there's another eyeball there. So that could potentially be missing one or two bits. But until I get the stuff off the floor, I think we're just wasting time. So I'm going to stop, and then we'll catch back up with you on a road trip tomorrow.
Now, of course, famously in sport, the commentator's curse has occurred, where the commentator will say something, and then that exact thing happens.
So we are the following day, and we are now going to be looking for a different store. The plan of attack was to go back via the store today. That's all changed because I've now seen people in different order, and I'm not going to be going past that store now on the way home, standard. And also, I have a gap now. Again, every day is absolute chaos. So what that does mean that I've got an hour and a half, and I've only got a 9-minute drive to a different store, but I don't know if they have these storage boxes in. So as the weather is starting to get worse and worse, because it has just started to rain, and all of these fields that I am surrounded by, all the water is right to the very edge. Potentially later on, this main road, well, our main road, which is like a side road for most of you guys and goes over in the States, that will be flooded later on this afternoon. So if I can get to where I need to go and get back again in time, it should be absolutely fine. So we will fire this thing up, clip you in to where you need to go. So that is how I do you. I've got a nice little glove box thing just here, look, so I can clip you there, which is absolutely perfect. And then we will make our way to where it is we need to go. So we will put the sat nav on, we will get going, and yes, hopefully it won't take too long. But from my current location, oh, it is now 15 minutes because slide left. Fantastic. So it's already added a load of time on, which is not ideal. So this hasn't gone well. I've actually hit go on the sat nav and it's gone from 9 minutes to 15. Oh, it's taking us back roads because there's now roadworks and a road closure. Then slide left. Right, so we are now going a completely different way to where I thought I was going to be going. So this should be very, very interesting. So what I need to do is I need to blast the heaters on quickly. Right, we are off. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So I've just cleared the windscreen, so I had to blow a bit of air on. Take the next right onto B4632. Already been shouted at, but she said take the first left, and now she wants me to go right. So it's all going on and kicking off. Continue on B4632 for 1 mile. But all of these roads that we are looking at now, they are all full of water on the left and right hand side of the fields, which is not ideal. So if they burst, which I don't think I've ever seen them do on this main stretch before, it's going to be quite interesting to get home. But we are already in traffic. So to my right hand side, this whole hedge line to my right hand side, all I can see is water. So if it comes up higher and higher, it's going to make things nice and interesting. But this is one of the main roads that I drive around in. So this is my normal everyday. And these roadworks, these gas works down here, they have been here now for months and months. They're just getting further and further down. So I don't know where this is actually going to end up with regards to the actual gas work, but that is not what we are here for. So this is all extra, all because of the table smashing. I was trying to think to myself, why am I going here on the day? Of course, it's because of that beautiful table that broke. But we have, going by the sat nav, got a quarter of a mile, turn left onto Little Buckland. By the sat nav, we have got quite a nice little drive, because Little Buckland and all the other little places that we're going to be going to, they are all tight, windy roads. Now, we can stick to the main road, but the main road is 3 minutes. Take the next left onto Little Buckland. She's very angry, so it's 3 minutes longer. However, look, it does say road ahead closed, diversion. So, oh, it is open. It's just there. All right. We will spin round and we will go down that, because that is pathetic. There's no way. In 300 yards, turn left. So we are now turning round. Oh dear. So everywhere I go, there's just road closures everywhere. But nobody's working there. So, and somebody's just come out from there. So we will come down here, and that's it. It's just bizarre. Obviously you wouldn't do it. Continue for 2 miles. I don't know. That probably because of water. There's probably a flood here, and that's why they've got that up there. So we are now back on the sat nav route. So it wasn't on the sat nav that it was closed. So I don't know if somebody just randomly put the barriers up here. But the only thing is what you've got to be careful of, is that this road will hold water. Because if you've never seen this before, underneath the bridges we have a flood gauge. Now the flood gauge is on the left and right hand side, and that white piece there goes up to 9 foot. So that is how high the water can get if it wants to underneath that bridge, and it's not very, very pretty when it starts to build up, because as you can fully well imagine, it just comes off from all of the fields. But yeah, that was a completely at the moment, unless they have got it in anticipation for that flooding, because the only reason why it makes sense it being closed is because the bridge, so that might be an anticipation for. So off we go then. So we are now back on a non-signposted road. So I haven't done this road for a while, but we will see where it ends up. Now obviously, as you can see, it's very, very pretty. And this is why I enjoy living around where I do. So if you want to play the guess the game of where we're going to poke out, because I think we actually end up on a very, very busy main road. So it'll be quite interesting to see what the traffic is like. But because it's half term, I'm hoping everybody's going to went on holiday and it won't be too chaotic. But like I said, we'll film it all the way there, because I did say that's what we'll do yesterday, because I know you guys and girls like this kind of thing. Well, I don't know if you like this kind of thing or you just like me getting lost. It's one of those. And then what I want to do is when we get back into the actual Lego room, I do want to try and get some bits and pieces sorted. So I will get back in there later on today. I want to get all the bits and pieces up and off the floor into I'm going to get into the 3 boxes as long as they've got them, so I can sort out that area. And then I do want to start tidying some bits and pieces up. Basically, I want to get to where we started the live. So if I can get it back to that bit by...
Quarter of a mile, turn right onto School Road.
Oh, we got a horse. We have got a horse. That is very, very pretty. And that is how you do that. So we are going through Ashton Somerville, which is absolutely nowhere near where I live, but I work out in the middle of, well, nowhere. But as you can see, it is beautiful. We will, I think we keep going and then we ping, I think we go right and then go left again. But yeah, like I was saying, I want to get all the bits and pieces sorted. That is a massive amount of water in that field over there. So I want to get a load of bits and pieces sorted and basically get the...
right onto School Road.
Gosh, she's very angry today. I want to get the room to where we were starting the live from, basically. So as long as I can repair everything with you over the next couple of days, and then
continue for 1.5 miles.
Okay, and then figure out exactly what is what. We should be good. Now, obviously, the upside of me doing this now is I'm going to have much more time later on this afternoon to make a big dent into actually getting it all sorted, and obviously then try and get it all edited together, because I think this is going to be a very, very big file. But like I said, it's all going to be rough, raw and ready, because it's just going to be one of those. But at the same time, if this store does not have what I need, we are then going to have to try and find some more, because I can't remember if I got the last couple from the store that I picked it up from last time. So hopefully they will have them and it won't be a problem. But yeah, we will soon find out. But could you imagine if the weather was really, really bad doing this, with all the water going across the roads and all that kind of thing? It makes it interesting. It does make it interesting. So yeah, it's a nice enough drive. But as like I said in the comment section, what I would like you guys and girls to do as we are playing driving to get some storage boxes, I did say at the start, what was your biggest thing you've dropped? What is your most disappointing thing that you have broken? And then also, I need you to start thinking of the Jurassic Park gates. Now, I've been thinking about this. I don't think I'm going to put that table...
Turn right onto Cheltenham Road.
I don't...
A46.
Oh, right, love. I don't think I'm going to put that table back. So if I'm not going to put that table back, when the Ninjago gets rebuilt, it's going to have to go somewhere else. But obviously where it...
Take the next right onto Cheltenham Road.
There we go.
A46.
Thank you. And then where the gates and the loop roller coaster was going to go, that potentially might now have to move. Now, do I just put the gates close to the red roller coaster, and then we have our Jurassic Park section there, which could be more than doable. That should be okay. Or do we keep the gates where they are, move the Ninjago back somewhere else? I don't know, because when we get this under storage display unit in instead, I think that's going to open up a lot of different areas to be able to display. But I think the Ninjago stuff is just going to be too big. And like I said, I want to get the Ninjago stuff sorted and built before I buy anything else. And I know we are already halfway through January, and then we got all the new Ninjago stuff coming out in March, and then we got some really nice Star Wars sets coming out as well. So yeah, it should be interesting. Now this is the disastrous road. If you could see the traffic now, it is mental. Lorry, then lorry, then lorry, then lorry. Oh no, that's a shame. Got a blue thing, and then we get hit by the other side. It's all horrible, all horrible. Now I think last time I was here I got stuck here for ages, so we will end up having to creep out. But this road is very unforgiving. But we are only 4 minutes away. Only 4 minutes away, so that should be it's quicker on the way back, because you can come back this way but you don't have to cross this road. But if I was clever enough and actually stuck to the main roads, I would have probably come up this road rather than saving a couple of minutes, because I'm now losing any time that I would have gained. But we've got a gap to the left. We've still got a gap to the left. Still got a gap to the left. We've got a gap to the left, and we are going. Yay! And like that, we are off. So
Continue on Cheltenham Road for 1 mile.
I think she thought I'd stalled, to be honest. She even beeped at me going, "Are you still with us?" So as it stands at the moment, these roads are still clear. Now this is also another road that holds a load of water, and a stretch of this road on Friday was actually closed due to flooding. So all the water had come across the road, and you couldn't get any access to it whatsoever. So as we get further and further this way, we are getting closer and closer to the areas that are flooding. So it will be quite interesting to see what is going on. But I'm glad that we're doing it now rather than in a few hours, because I think we might end up getting stuck. So at least we can go for an explore together. But I think we get to the end of this. That lorry's in the, oh my days, I'm sure that lorry was over the white line. Oh, that was a brown rain moment. That was a brown rain. So I'm sure we now get to the roundabout, turn right, straight line left, and there's a really nice McDonald's up here, and I'm sure I've missed their breakfast. So that's a bit of a shame. Otherwise I could have got a nice McDonald's breakfast, and I'm going to miss it by about 5 minutes. So never mind. If I thought that through, I could probably got here a little bit earlier, but never mind. This could have turned into a nice food blog. I could have cheered myself up with a McDonald's breakfast. But we're now mid-morning, not early morning, so if I knew this would have been a change of things, we would have been good. But you've got a football club to the left-hand side, main town centre to the left there, and then we're off and up this road, which now takes us
onto A46.
Takes us up a nice.
Continue on A46 for 3/4 of a mile.
She is very, very vocal. Yeah, we just go up in a straight line, and then we turn left, and then we are there. So I want to check out the tubs, and I want to see if a McDonald's breakfast is available. Obviously there are other breakfasts available, but I do quite fancy, now thinking about it, an egg McMuffin, because I have not had one of them for many a months. In fact, the last time I had a McDonald's breakfast was with Jay's Toy Collection UK, when we went to see the Batman, the Batman 86 at the cinema last year, where they did a special screening release.
On the stand? Oh, no, I put 89 on the stand.
We're at 89 on the stand.
Yeah, you've got 89. It's the 89.92 back cave, I think.
Weather and traffic update. We are stuck behind a tractor and it is raining, but we are on our way back to the Lego room now. So luckily we've missed all the rain, apart from this little bit, but there's absolutely nothing to worry about. It's never going to flood over this way whatsoever. I do feel very, very sorry for the houses much further up, because I would imagine they will be on the news later on today or tomorrow. So that is never a nice feeling. But there does seem to be a huge amount of tractors out and about, because we're caught behind one and there seems to be a tractor on the other side cutting all the bits and pieces back. Now normally the main road is absolutely torpedoing down, and clearly I've made a schoolboy error and I've decided to come this way instead. But I'm stuck behind a tractor trailer that is then stuck behind a van and a trailer, and the van and the trailer can't overtake, and there's too much cars coming the other way. So we are now doing less than half the speed limit on a stretch of road that is about 5 miles long. So you can tell I am absolutely thrilled, but it does sum up this special edition in a nutshell. But priority, the McMuffin was tasty, and I have 3 storage boxes, so that means we can just crack on now, get all the bits and pieces up and off the Lego room floor, and then we can just make a massive dent into the display this afternoon, and then for the rest of the week I can start editing this monstrosity together. So I will catch back up with you inside the Lego room itself. We are slowly getting there. However, I have actually boxed myself in, literally boxed myself in with all these boxes, and Rocky wants to come over. So Rocky's now going to, more than likely. There you go, clever. So I obviously have to sort out the rest of these pieces. It's just a nightmare that we have that done. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hello, bud. Yeah, your table's gone. So we need to carry on with that, and then once this is all sorted, I will catch back up with you. I won't do another thing, I'll just get it done, and then I'll catch back up putting these boxes back underneath these tables stacked, and then we can start clearing some floor space. Show off. And then what we'll do is we need to put these pieces back before this one decides to chomp and start making some space for himself, because it's literally Ninjago in real life without now the Ninjago city, because that is all in boxes. So I will get the rest of this all picked up, all sorted, all done, and then what I'll do is I'll put all the boxes underneath this table, which I'll do with you. Rocky is making a mess of something over there. He just wants a cuddle, so I'm going to give him a cuddle. He's probably cold. Then I'll pick up the rest of these pieces. I have got 3 of these boxes. So box number 1 is there for the pirate stuff. Box number 2 is all the architecture sets, which is a real shame that they're knackered, but I need to pick up the rest of them and put them all in. That's where it's getting a little bit tricky for these pieces. Well done, buddy. And then box number 3, which is the spare box up top, that will be just for bits I'm unsure of, and then I can keep all of those bits and pieces together. Annoyingly, they are different. I knew they were the same literage, they're both 45 litres, but they didn't have the same boxes in, so they decided to get Wilco boxes in the range, and the Wham crystal boxes are a lot nicer because they're a better shape, which I know it sounds weird for a box, but hopefully these will stack on top of each other all right and everything will be okay. But I will get the rest of these minifigures picked up. Positive note, I have found the Ant-Man that went absolutely flying from the Avengers tower, so at least we're 1 up on something on that. So I'll get all this done, get all the boxes in, and then get some stuff placed. You could not make this up. So Rocky decided to walk across the tables. My fault, because you've got a mess all over the floor. and he has just knocked. I can't give a straight face. He's just knocked the Razor Crest straight on the off head. So I now need to get another tub to put all the Razor Crest pieces in, and I can add that on the list of things to repair. On the on a positive, that's full of nonsense, and I don't particularly want to put the Razor Crest in here because that's just, there's a lot more of that to go in there, so there's no point doing that. But yeah, the nice Star Wars area that was over that side, not so much. Well, that has not exactly been fun, but I can stand somewhere. So I need to stack these boxes, then I need to pick up on the Razor Crest. It's as bad as the Ninjago set, so I generally could not make that up. If I kept the camera on a couple of minutes longer, never mind. I don't think he knocked it, to be honest. I think he jumped off the table, which is a bit, he jumped off and it wobbled and it just went down, because the engine is by the Ghost box down at the bottom, so some of it's up here, some of it's downstairs. Splendid. Right, so positive, that is pieces have been found, but obviously it's smashed. Negative, I found the pieces but now have to build it. Yeah. Track and weight, found some more minifigures, so they were down there, so that's good. I can see the floor, I just got to pick up a little bit of rubbish. I'm going to leave this box open on top, because as we go round, any loose pieces go straight in that box. I'm just going to worry about it as and when I get to it, because it's just, there's too many. There's just too many. The main priority is the Ninjago. Pirate I know is separate, and I know what these look like. Now these, annoyingly, well not annoyingly, but they have all of these teeny tiny pieces on. So you just don't know, like I know that is the top of Dubai, but you wouldn't look, you'd look at it and go, well, you don't know what that's from, but I know that's top of Dubai, but there should be a big shaft that goes in the middle. So, you know, it carries on and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, but this is perfect scale for a mini land. So that is now something to consider, because they're all broken. I was about to say something else then. All broken. And so I've got to figure out exactly what we're going to be doing as we go through. But I need to get the lids for those Ninjago ones. They're there. The other lids are somewhere, because they're different lids as well, which isn't exactly how they're over there. So I've got 3 clip-on lids, 3 normal. I'll stack them. Actually, I need to put them in last. It doesn't really matter, does it? I'll stack them in first, get them on, get them in, and then when I've cleared the floor, we can see how much longer I want to put up with this suffering for today. If not, I'll have the misery to look forward to tomorrow.
I'm going to try it one more time, and if it buggers up again, we will just pretend it's in, and when we can just continue with life. Well. Not gone well. It's hit the exact same car, but it's not any more damage. It has just broken the roller coaster track instead. Oh, I couldn't make it up if I tried.
Misery. Right, so, oh, hang on. That is another modular, another one of those that, the architecture sets are very, very special. Oh, that was the Singapore, wasn't it, that we smashed as well. So that's, yeah, that one. We will stack the Ninjago first, and then we will go from there, because I do not want to knock all these back off on the floor again. So hopefully the lids fit. Yay! I did a thing. One lid is on, one lid is down, and one box is in. I don't actually know how many boxes we can stack, to be honest, but we did a thing. We did something. Happy days. Number 2. Yes, that table top is still there. I have not bothered to do anything. I know I'm kind of putting these in the reverse order, because the docks is easiest to build, but they are easy enough to grab, so I can just sort it out later, because there's still so much to do. I can make it look pretty later on. Can I fit 3 under? Well, happy days. I can fit 3 of these boxes underneath the table, so those 3 can go there, And the next 3 will go like that. So 1, 2, 3, they better fit as well. If they don't fit, I won't be happy because these are slightly taller. So worst case, I'd have to put a Ninjago one on top of those 2. But that is directly underneath the table, look. So we're happy with that. So we can get another 2 stacked on top of each other. That one is the pirates going in next. And then I've got to stack the boxes, which I can stack on that corner where the big teddy is, so those Star Wars boxes can be stacked there. We're doing something. We're actually making some sort of progress now, at last. I'm lying, we're making nothing whatsoever. I'm just trying to stay positive when I know, you know, every pet dog grandma knows that I have no idea what I'm doing. But, with that being said, let's get this new fancy lid on, which is all the way over the other side. Now, I have just bum-cheeked the hoopty into the Disney castle. This is the stretch, full stretch over all of this. And I have just bum-cheeked, there's the hoopty, nearly knocked that off the table, Disney castle. Splendid. So, not ideal. Box lid. Ow, ow, ow. Box. And in case anybody wants a weather update, it is now properly raining. These have weird clippy lids, which are going to last all of about 5 minutes, I would imagine. Now if I do that and put that like that. No, I'm not a fan of these boxes at all. I'm looking at that going, nope. Look at the state of it. Look at the state of that. Look at the gap we've got on that one. And look at that. They are the same literage box as well. I knew it. I knew it, knew it, knew it. Would this fit on here? No. No, it won't. I just want a nice, easy, stackable area, and I can't even stack 3 boxes on top of each other. Oh, I can't be bothered to take them back either. I don't want to spin them out. So I did that. They're just going to get in the way when I do stuff. I'll let it do for now, whatever. Lost the will, so I can't do that, no. Because look, they stick out too much. Clearly stick out too much. What configuration can I do that with? That's really, really annoying. I don't know why they didn't have the size the literage I needed, but clearly they are completely different. And I am not happy because I was making a fuss about all of this at the shop. And they were like, what does it matter? It's the same literage. Like, because they're just not going to stack properly, are they? But if I ever get 3 more, at least I know, and that'll be fine. But I'm just finding things to whinge about now to stop me from breaking anything else. Let me pick up the rest of the pieces and then we'll figure out a contingency plan for this disaster. I did a thing off camera, I got a bit angry and I shoved it underneath. It's a bit tight. When I say a bit tight, it's got chafage, but it's in, so we're good. So I've just got 2 in whatever, so that works fine. The only thing is I have just put them in to see if it works. Actually, I need to pull it back out again to put the rest of the pieces in, but we're good. The only thing is, obviously this one, they do stick out a little bit more, but they're not going to be there forever. And let's be honest, I didn't have storage in the first place, so we are making gains on this one now. The stuff that went flying over this way, I know at some point will have to go into that cupboard. So if I stack the boxes next and see what pieces are actually on the floor, I can then make the decision like I did probably about this time yesterday. It's got quite late, quite quick. If it's worth just shoving them somewhere else, because I'm just putting them in this box knowing that they're probably going to go somewhere else, and I don't want to double shift everything, but I do need to find the rest of those, and then I do want to have a bit of fun messing around with some of this. Well, we have a semi-floor, and as you can see, this is exactly how I want the rest of the room to look like. Neat, tidy-ish, like that. Yes, I have had to bodge the boxes. Now, the nice thing is, and what I have done, is I've cleaned that way. So if we have the girth, remember, innuendo bingo, if we have the girth, I might be able to get a skinny 4 Kallax straight underneath. Because we have got, I've done it on purpose, those boxes behind to where those books are, to this leg, all the way down behind that wood, because this bit of wood is obviously from here, so if I ever climb on this, this is never going to break. And then we can go to obviously here, so we have actually got a long length now where I can put a Kallax underneath, and obviously we can see what you can get on top of that Kallax, because it's a good display on top. And then we've got 4 cubes potentially underneath as and when these get built. And then what I'll do is, when these become clear, the other bits and pieces that are underneath that table I will just put into there, and then we'll go and just keep rotating around that way. So as it stands, like, the nonsense that is still on the floor is going to be annoying, because I know it's there, you know it's there, but all of that needs to go in a completely different box, which is actually from, I know what they're from. Apart from that thing, I have no idea what that thing's from over there. What is that from? That's Sonic, isn't it? Oh dear. That shouldn't be there. So that is from something that has obviously been knocked off that table. And yes, talking of knocking off and table, I need to get the Razor Crest, bring that up, put that over here somewhere. That is just now a complete bomb site. Nothing else has changed, you've not missed anything. I'm going to put the Razor Crest here, and as you saw, the yellow bag that I put around the corner, which there's loads of room around there, that is the Avengers Quinjet. So now we've got Razor Crest, Quinjet, Avengers, 5, 6, 7 architecture sets. Rollercoaster, that's all the broken stuff, and this boat, which I bet you the one piece I need for that boat is now going to be in that box, which is going to be slightly annoying. So all of that will be repaired. Oh, and the yeah, spring lantern. Now, spring lantern, let's talk about something that doesn't involve me repairing anything. Do I just bin off the downtown idea, just get it gone completely, and then do we just have a theme park on this side? So do we just have 3 tables for all theme park rides? Obviously you have the smaller ones still within the city, because you can see what we're trying to do, and we know that that is the laser shooter, we know that's got a roller coaster track on, and we know that the smaller Ferris wheel can go in like over there, and then maybe we can add in the trucks. So we've got a couple of different trucks that have all been smashed up, again, brilliant, which can all be put in the display. And then that leaves 3 tables. Now, 3 tables. Table 1, table 2, table 3. Or do we use the E table and have big coaster, big red coaster, stuff in the middle? Because obviously they're massive. Or do we split it? And do we just keep it how we want to? Will it be more of a theme park base if we split it all? Or, because everything now seems to be going in its own land, we seem to be having a Spidey section, then we're going to have an X-Men section, we're going to have like an Avengers battle section, which is going to be obviously the entertainment. We've got the Batman section. So whereas we're trying to integrate the bigger stuff with the smaller stuff, which we still can do easy enough, or do we just have a big section where all the big rides are? Because that could potentially make sense. Because as it stands, if we use this for eyeball's sake, that table is the loop from this mess to the carousel is what is left over to here is what will be left for space if we had it as a three-way. Now, obviously, we could have it over there because that's the highest part of the ceiling. The table stick out. That just means the Harry Potter could then go underneath, because don't forget we can put stuff underneath. And I think maybe with the height that we've got, potentially we would actually be able to have the track roller coaster with that. So I've kind of created a headache now with regards to what we do with what, because in Ninjago, clearly I'm not putting a table back. I said this in the car. Look, it's just too easy to place stuff, and I can climb on this if I need to, but without the table I can actually reach the back walls, you know, I can reach the shadow, but it's not difficult now. That extra table is nice, but if I just replace the table with basically storage, which is not this depth, it's a bit of an illusion because it's probably to the brick. That's the depth that we've got, so it would be a Kallax at least. That can go underneath there, but obviously that's going to be a completely different upload. That'll be in the IKEA trip, which I do believe is going to be a part 1 special to the new series after we've done this monstrosity. Yeah, I just don't know how far to take this before I upload it and ask for advice. But where I'm standing at the moment, happy days, lots to repair. Obviously, repair. What is going to be the easiest table to repair stuff on? It sounds silly, but I can't obviously do it on the green Kallax. I can't use that corner table. I can't use this table where the orange thing is, because the loft ladder bits are there, and this is side on, so that's too narrow. So if I want a table, it has to be around here. Yeah. Well, I just said we're going to go to IKEA for something. We don't need to do, because I've already got the unit, so there's no need. Ignore me, you can tell I'm really, really tired. I dread to think what time it is now. Yes, so with regards to that, with the bigger coasters, if we put all the big coasters together, we would create almost like a cartoon type land, because we would use the Flintstones, I would get the Simpsons, and I would get the Sesame Street units. They would all go in with it, so it would be its own land, and then it would be a lot of different characters. Maybe that could be like I don't know, like a meet and greet kind of area. Obviously, we've got the haunted house we could bring into that section, but I think the haunted house works well within that. The Harry Potter technically would have its own ride with the loop track, so it would have that. And the Avengers Tower has got the Joker ride, it's got the Ghostbuster ride as such, and then we're going to have this more as a walk round sort of show area. How they've got Universal. Universal have, when you first walk into the park, they have huge areas that you walk through with loads of really nice theming, and they just have a load of shops. They don't have rides in every single section, and certain sections, like in their, trying to think, on the islands, Florida side, not Islands of Adventure, is in their Universal Studios. They've obviously got the Simpsons land, they've got the other lands, but as you're going through, I want to say it's New York. I don't think it is, I think it's downtown something else. Is it New Orleans? It might be New Orleans. Before you get to the Harry Potter section, they have odd bits and pieces for rides, like smaller things, but it's mainly really nice theming that you walk around and you can get some really nice photos taken. So with the small rides, that could work within a city layout, because technically at Universal you walk through a city to get to the actual separate lands at the end. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just hunt down my Universal videos. That's the easiest way of me trying to explain it. But as it stands now, with this table not here, we haven't got a spare table. Well, we have, it's here. But that, I can't repair stuff on. And obviously it's a lot of pieces, and I don't think I've said it yet, or I might have done because it's been a while back. Every single one of these pieces will have to come out of the box at the same time and potentially split down, and then we start from page number 1, because they're not in bags, are they? So that's going to be the other thing. So it's basically how much space you need for a mock when you redo bits and pieces, just on a monstrous scale. So I really think it's going to be 2 tables wide, isn't it? 2 tables. That's what I'm going to need. If I can clear 2 tables, put it on that table and box it up, which I can do on that L shape, at least I can then start to repair it. But then if I repair it too early, I've got nowhere to put it. So this is a bit of a conundrum. It's a big fancy word, because I am stuffed. I want to build the Ninjago, but I got nowhere to put it. I don't know where to put it. So I need to find a home for the Ninjago. So if we have a theme park land over this side, Ninjago, I don't know if it will work over here. It's too tall to fit underneath the table, but we can fit stuff underneath that table. Star Wars could quite happily go underneath that table, potentially. And then we can have some nice lights on it. And then don't forget, we can come off this side as well. So we could basically mimic this L shape as something now. We've now got that capability of doing it. I think to where there's another unit underneath there. To where the unit is to a Kallax, I think the Kallax will probably come to here underneath the table. Obviously not that high, but it would come in about that depth. So that's a possibility. But realistically, none of this needs to be built until this is in. And then once the Marvel DC superhero section is ready for tiling, I will then have to make the decision of what gets sacrificed to rebuild these units. And I've somehow got to try and the only thing I can risk doing, which is going to make you all laugh, is in multiple weeks' time, can I stack all 6 boxes across both tables at the back, so 2 rows of 3, and then build in front of those boxes. Then, before I even start building, build the Kallax underneath, put the stuff on the Kallaxes, and that's underneath, so that actually frees up another table. Then I can move the stuff. I'm going to have to move it like 3 times to get it underneath the table. It's a real headache, real headache, but I just don't know what's going to go underneath that table. And until the Kallax is in, I don't think we're going to know. And I can't put the Kallax underneath until those boxes are moved, but I can't build the stuff that's in the boxes, because I've got nowhere to put it at the moment. Oh, it's a horrible problem, isn't it? All this Lego. Anyway, we are probably now, let me have a look at the time. We are late. Fantastic. No wonder I'm getting a bit hungry. Need to get the Razor Quest.
The likeness there on it. If I could cover with her Mandalorian helmet, I would.
Ooh. Well, the Mandalorian, that color came through really clear. They've got that nail from the show.
Yeah,
I haven't got mine out of the box yet. My Ghost is still. In fact, I haven't got her at the T6. So she came in the T6 shuttle, didn't she?
She did, yeah. I think she is in the T6.
Are you ready? Thank you, Rocky. So that is absolutely, well, knackered. And I think there's more pieces down to my right. So the space we're starting to get now, look. Isn't that nice? See a carpet. Everything to the left-hand side, obviously, get picked up. It'll be done. The odd brick, there's odd pieces still on there. Now underneath these 2 tables was a bit that I was in the process of sorting out every now and then. So I think I either spend a lot of money on some boxes that I might not need to use for a while, but I can just put them all in, push them to the back of the table, and then those boxes can go in front, then the Kallax can go in, or we do it a bit more of a tricky way and move everything on top of the tables to then clear the stuff underneath the tables. But that is the damage. So let's have a look. So the Technic piece is held up nicely. I mean, it did hit, I think it sounded like it hit every single run of the ladder, to be honest. Yeah, we're missing, I think we're missing a few engines, and I'm sure we're missing a few other pieces as well. But where am I putting that? Because I don't know where to put that now. I'm not going to put it back on that table. Oh, there's the engine. I see it. Oh, off I go. And that's another game that we're going to play because, yeah, sensational. So at least we have done something here. We've got loads and loads of space and it looks much better. And like I said, that'll be the plan for everything on the left hand side. All that, it's just about that much of stuff that was either around the table just, and it's all been mixed up. It's stuff in all fairness I've actually been pulling out and it's all just been mixed up as I've been tidying it. So it's not a problem, but there's like that, for example, is from the Marvel display because that is one of the cars that was there. Some of these pieces would have been underneath the table and I've just thrown them back, and some of them were in bits that have obviously split and done whatever it is that they do. But yeah, it's not really that much to worry about. I've got another storage container there with actually loose pieces in, so I could just put that in there. And then there's just the odd box, like some bits I've just thrown in that corner. So it's not looking as drastic underneath there as what it was, but that was going to be my plan over the next sort of couple of weekends, and that is now being put on hold. But to get into this bit here, I need to clear the stuff underneath this table, which I do not want to touch at the moment. That's instruction booklets and the boxes that I've been using for the unboxing videos, which once I've done them, I recycle them unless it's the modulars. But I've now got nowhere to do the unboxing stuff, so they can probably just get recycled. Now, do I bother? Do we start over here? Do we start over here? Or do we leave it and I do it all with you? It doesn't quite seem right not carrying on, because everything else was as it was, minus a couple of bits. So I'm not going to waste any time doing that, but it would be quite nice to achieve something. So if anybody ever watches this from the Lego group or a Mega Constructs group, not that they're ever going to, they actually know that I take it seriously and enjoy it. Never going to happen, let's be honest. It's never going to happen. They'll be like, look at that idiot. If I put the main buildings in, we could add all the details together. Possibly. It's not going to take too long. The only issue is these pieces. Now these are the bits that are supposed to be the details to go in. And obviously they're the stuff that needs to be repaired. Now actually, talking of repaired, the track. We'll do that next. The Rollercoaster track is next to be repaired. That was a nightmare, to be honest. It wasn't ideal. So what have I done then? So I have taken that shaft off. Car, not a problem. That bit clips on there, and then I think that bit, oh, it's on a ball bit, so that pops onto that ball, that bit then pops down, so I need two hands for that. So let's get that. I've got some bags in my pocket, which they don't need to be in there, so that goes there, that goes there. Oh, just elbow the Avengers tower. There, that's that. That middle bit, look, that's proper sturdy. Everything else around it, not so much. Right, that's shaking because that is off. That's off. That's 2 bits, 3 bits. In. Now, we are missing this. So that, I think, was a bit that went there. We are missing some bits off that. But we'll add it in for support anyway. That's gone. I think. I think. Oh! That does not go like that. Not gone well, not gone well. You won't even see, I don't even think you could see any of that, could you? That's embarrassing. So I've just done all that work and you've not been able to see it. And what I've just done is I've just pushed this down too hard, is what I've just done. And I have just blown the sides off, which is not ideal. So, oh, what a moron. Don't know if I've just made that worse or better, to be honest. Because that, how have I just done that? Right, get that off. I don't even know what's happened. Have I done that? So that was there, that was there, that was there. Is that on a hinge? Yeah, I've just pushed that down to, I have no idea what I've done. That bit was loose and I've just pushed it from the top, being an idiot. But I think it was missing a bit, so I've just blown all of these off. Now these are supposed to be attached to this, but obviously they overlap. So you've got a 1 stud and a 3 stud, so it's not really that complicated. But I can't figure out if I've just popped a piece off. And you didn't see any of it, which is even more stupid. But it's sturdy. It's just not attached now. Let's see what I can do. Right, we are back somewhere. Now this is, like I said, the bit that was going to be the support. And then I popped it all off and it didn't go too well. So if I can try that again. Like Ace Ventura, when he says, we'll try that again in instant replay. There's definitely a piece off. Definitely a bit off, because that should be reaching the middle. So if I was to attach that to the top, like that for example, we are a little bit off, which is no good at all. So that light, there's that it. There it is. That might be it. It's actually done more damage than what I thought it had done. This one might be down for maintenance for a little while. I can't reach that. It was rolled underneath the stairs. So I'm going to have to start moving the boats and all sorts of stuff to get that. So we know that we can't do anything with that at the moment then. Oh, that can just stay there and look sorry for itself. So, talking of feeling sorry for itself is me, because I'm hungry. I think that's the problem. So I am going to stop. We'll carry on tomorrow because I have just had a message come through with somebody having to cancel, which now means I've got a much shorter day. So I can now actually spend a huge amount of time with a fresh head getting this bit sorted. And then more than likely we'll wrap it up, because I've got a funny feeling this has been very long already. But we did something, so 2 days in, not too bad, I don't think anyway, minus another couple hundred pieces that are broken. I'll think about what we're going to do with those coasters, and if somebody can do a bit of research for me with regards to the space 3-in-1. Is that even a possibility of being a drop tower with other little bits and pieces? Because that could just go into this section or not. But before my head starts turning with regards to ideas for that, I think I'm going to stop, get some food. I need to copy and paste these files off this camera anyway, and it takes a long time off a GoPro. Even with a faster cable, it takes forever. It's not like a phone. So how long is left on the memory card? Hour and 24 left on the memory card, and I'm sure it was maybe a 4-hour memory card, not a 3. God, we've been going over 2 hours. We couldn't have been going over 2 hours. I'm sure we haven't been going over 2 hours. We might have done, but if it's 2 hours to copy and paste, a full memory card to copy and paste takes hour 45, maybe 2 hours just to copy and paste over. And then it's a lot of work to get this all together, especially if I'm trying to get this done for Saturday. So I'm going to shush, eat, and catch back with you tomorrow.
There's Mexico Spidey as well.
Ooh. I like the box artwork on that.
Yeah, there's a classic looking vulture on here, so hoping that might be a clue that Mezco potentially is they're doing Doc Ock and they're doing Green Goblin, so a classic vulture. Not going to miss.
So we are back at it. Today is a new day, day number 3, and it is fresh up here today. But look, I can fit you on the shelf. Isn't that good? So I can reach. It's actually so much better not having that table there. It's weird. So obviously we've lost the display space, but I can reach everything. I can grab the minifigures. I can actually reach near enough the top of the Daily Bugle. That might be a bit of a tiptoe. Now, talking Daily Bugle, we have a bit of an issue, as we always do. As you can tell, it's cold, so I'm actually putting another layer on because my thermal t-shirt is in the wash because I'm an idiot. So there we go. Right, so we have a bit of a problem. As I said the other day, and I can remember what I said because I've just edited all of this together. It's quite handy actually having you there, because I think you should be able to see. And I could do this pretty much hands-free now. Brilliant. This. I said I'd find the bottom of this, didn't I? Did I find the bottom of this? No. No, I did not. Now, I can't remember seeing it on the floor. The poles were stuck in it. So I don't know if it's fallen that way. Stuff has happened though on this as well. I've just spotted that. The flag and things are missing from the Joker manor, and that was fully complete. So let's have a look for that. So at the table, it looks like we've got a new filming point as well, which is ideal. But these are the poles, and I think they went underneath that. Now, what is missing is all of this was attached, and it was on here. Now, I can't remember seeing that either, which is annoying, because if I can't remember seeing it, I've probably just thrown it in the box, and that's really going to bug me because that was fully complete, all minus 2 flags. And this is the little bit of the issue with it all falling in on each other. But I would like to think it's fallen that way because I dropped the flap that you keep seeing falling down, and it must have landed on that, and I didn't realise. I don't think it was a light. So we have to tuck into here and find all of this, and I do want to get this placed. I'm going to get this placed rough, and yes, that will go in its own box, possibly. I will end up probably getting another box, and we can just throw that in there and worry about that at a later date. So we have got progress to make. I'm going to put this in rough, so I hope this will be the last day up here. So 3 days it's taken. Obviously not 3 full days, but long stints. And then I'll just get it all edited, rendered together. I've got a bit of a backup day tomorrow if this falls through and fails, but I think when this is all back to where it is, we're back in situ. Now, if we do make good progress and we get through this quickly, I might just tuck into the other areas, give them a little bit of a tidy, and like I said, it's just a one-off massive thing. But at the same time, I think this might take a little bit of time because I think there's still pieces everywhere. Now, I need to move the Joker Man out. I also need some space to pull it out, so that's going to have to go where that is, which means that is going to have to come over here. Not the most ideal scenario that it has exploded, but at the same time, look, I don't have to hold you and move stuff at the same time, so that's splendid. That goes there, that can move over. Look at the pace, look at the speed now. Yeah, Joe Commander can go there. That way we can see in front of the Batman. Then I might be able to get some road plates down. Ooh. Which obviously I will show you what's going on with that. And then we can see what's what. But I just can't remember. It's been such a blur that even with me putting it together. See, the stuff on this table that I'm looking at going like, what was that from? That didn't belong there. Now I'm assuming this piece here, which I will show you now, goes on top. So that's got to be Ninjago. It's got a teal piece on the inside. It's got to be Ninjago. So we might have to pull those boxes back out. Now, before I pull this off, is there anything at the back? Is there anything there? That was the thing that it damaged when I said it broke the coaster track. Now I'm hoping, because these are like a floating thing. That is a spare one, by the way, so I know that I've just put that there. That this just needs to all be reconnected on. And then these cool things here, look, they just go over the top where they connect the track. And we should be good to go with that. But where could those pieces have got to? I might have to look online and see what bits they are, because I know that was the bit that I was trying to get in when that bottom bit fell off, and I thought I just put it on the table. Interesting, but the Joker Man is in the way anyway, so this will have to move for now. Where this is going, wow, this is actually the debate now, because obviously I was getting myself in a bit of a tizzy yesterday, thinking, well, if I put the Kallax units in, yada yada yada, if I put that underneath there, that will happen, that unit will go underneath there, and then we can just figure out exactly what's going on. Now, I don't know whether to have all of the big tracks together. I don't know whether to have the red roller coaster, this purple one, and the loop coaster all on this side with the merry-go-round, and then inside this city have the smaller one. I do quite like the thought of having the Easter egg of the Guardians of the Galaxy ship just parked, because it's part of the Marvel thing. I do quite like the idea of that, potentially. But if this came up and moved over, I don't know if that opens up a load of different options for stuff. It frees up a load of display space, or it just frees up this part of the table. Now, if it frees up this part of the table, obviously it could be something else. But I don't want to think that far forward. I just want to get this in. Obviously, there are the modulars. There are other modulars. I can't got my teeth in. There are other modulars. There we go. That's how cold it is. That's why I'm a bit. Come on. Yeah, so there are other modulars, which is fine. So we can just leave space for that and maybe just have an under construction crew there. The lorries could go there with the big track and things like that. But me talking about all of this isn't going to help anything. But the nice thing is that if I put you there and do this, this is the first time since me putting this tower in that I can actually just reach the tower and go, there we go. And look how quick that is. See? Fantastic. I've got a funny feeling I've done that wrong. I have done that wrong. But at the same time, it's an effort. Oh, come on. Don't embarrass me. Oh, I put it on the wrong tooth. Oh, I see. So that one goes at the back. That one goes there. Magic. See, there we go. So that's how quickly it should be, and that took about 5 minutes on the live trying to reach that. Now Loki, there he is. I thought I actually broke this, but clearly I didn't. When I were on the live, I said that I'd smashed that, but I hadn't. It's just that bit's flipped up. Actually, you need to take this off. So are we good with this? That bit is on that bit. That bit's on that bit. That's the bit that he stands in. That comes around there. That bit shuts on him. That bit, I think I said, went to the back. Come on. Now, editing some of this together last night, I have reminded myself on the first day, where does this go now? I reminded myself that on the first day, I made the mistake of dropping that, didn't I? And guess what I haven't found? I haven't found that. How? How is that possible? How can that go underneath this table and not be there? I just don't recognise seeing it. So I will have to go through the dumped spare pieces, which I'm not going to put you... I could actually painstakingly do it with you. Because as it stands, we need to find the bottom of this. We need to find that. We need to find some pieces for that, which could have gone that way, which wouldn't have been ideal. But what do we think? Do we think about putting all the tracks together? Because that Joker Manor literally could go side on facing me just here. The loop coaster could pretty much go where the Disney Castle is, or just in. That will go there side on, like as that is, but just where these two modulars are. And then we just have all the paths and everything around it. Or do we keep the DC in with the DC? Because we have got such a huge focus point on the Batman, we could just spread it. We could just spread it out rather than just keep trying to keep it all tight to this table. That's really bugging me. I don't know where that is. Don't forget, these pieces move. So all of this does actually do something. So if you were to light this up and do stuff, but pink flag, so I need two of them. Got the yellow flag, which is concerning because I don't know where the rest of it is. That is part of this. That's part of that. That is also part of that. That is damaged. So that, oh, I've repaired something. We've repaired something. Diner. Do we park the car? We said we could park some cars up there, didn't we? Road plate with the yellow. Where is that? We've got plenty of whites. I want one yellow strip. What have we got here? White. Because I quite like this outside the shadow box, because I think that works well, but I do have quite a lot of yellow somewhere. I thought I did, unless we picked it up and put it on a bigger base plate, because all I want to do is put this right down the side of the diner, so that can just go there like so, and then we will put that up there and then stagger that one behind it. And then that is the photo opportunity that they've got, exactly the same as Universal. They have that. They have a load of cars parked out the front at Universal. I can't remember what the name of the cafe is there. So they do have that kind of thing there. And obviously we can have some Spider-Man minifigures. So we could use some of the spare Spideys from here, and we can just stand them on these bits. So again, we've been able to reach, we have now got that ability to do this much easier. I know it's not going to be as entertaining for you with not me now jumping up, but you think I always jumped up on this one table and never thought that it was ever in the way. And this is by far the easiest I've ever had to reach stuff. So that is fantastic. Now we need to have something parallel to the Avengers Tower, if the Avengers Tower is staying there. So I think maybe I just need to put something there. Not the right modular, it won't be the right modular, but if I just put something there so it gives us a idea of something. I think the yellow ones are on that 4 base plates there. They're all minifigures. There's Kev, good old Kev. That's a fire hydrant. So if I put a base plate for space and then put a base plate beside it, so if we do base plates for space just here, missing pieces, because I need to move these bits and pieces around to see if I can actually find the broken bits anyway, like that for example. Shouldn't be there. That was the thing that got damaged. That goes on the back of this, so that is the Batman vehicle done. There's black pieces up there that can actually live on that shelf because that is from the shadow box, and there's some grey bits here, and there's a light. Where's that light from? That should be easy enough to see because there'll be a piece with there. There you go, look. I think that's where it is. There's 4 studs there, so that's outside the pool hall. Those minifigures can just get bodged there for now. Spare battery, pieces, minifigures, that. So we could, for example, have something. It's not the right, saying it now, it's not the right thing, but we could have something like that. So what we could potentially do is have building facing the Avengers Tower, road. We can fit 2 buildings side by side, I think, but it's going to be a bit of an issue with that car there, so it's not going to be the easiest thing. This isn't obviously going to be a full 32 by 32, it will be, say, half a base plate. If we did half a base plate, that should fit much better. So if I grab half a base plate, actually they are over here, aren't they? We don't want that one, we want these. I think, yes. Some yellow, white. So we'll use these as these have the road on. And then we can potentially just start to connect these up, look. So if that went out the front, and that went out the front, that would do for now. That then went to there. That's how close that would be. That's what that's going to look like. And we can connect the road up to the next one, because the next one should be the right size, and we can manipulate that going what way we want to. Now the thing is that do we have these back to back? Ah, that's going to need 2 hands. Do we have these back to back, or do we have them facing forward? So do we just spin this round? So we've got the Avengers Tower facing inwards, and we got that like so. And then we have another one, another building, and we have a matching road on the other side, and then we can connect the path as a horseshoe on the way round. Now obviously that's the right colour, and that's not on the roof, you're going to see that all day long anywhere. See, it's not going to make a difference if we do a row of modulars in front of it, because, well, you're going to see it really simply, and because I can get close to the table, I can actually see the stuff that's behind it, whereas before I couldn't reach this, so we could never see. So we have actually gained more usable viewing space, but I just don't know the configuration to do this. I do quite like the Avengers Tower where it is, because I want Tony Stark falling down the side of that, and you can see all the bits and pieces that's going on there, and now that's really easy to reach and grab and do. But I just don't know. The obvious thing by the Avengers Tower might be the bank. And then on the other side, we just have the other modulars and maybe meet in the middle. Again, we could have a John Wick the John Wick hotel could go there, because I don't think it would look too off if we had a corner unit. So I use, again, it's the wrong corner unit, but you have to use your imaginations until we know where we're at. So if I put that there, put that there. If we put a corner unit like so, which is obviously a bigger corner unit, we can create that kind of thing. So again, you can see that behind. I can step forward, and then you can see the car on the stand, and there is a little path that we can make. And then obviously over through the rooftops, you're going to see the cars there side on. So again, there's options. So I'm just making this clear one more time. This is just a layout, not the correct modulars, and if this layout will work. We're basically trying to do what we did with the Ninjago to get a half decent layout in place, because I want all the roads and everything done and connected. I just don't know which way to start. I suppose really I should just start putting base plates beside the Ghostbuster firehouse, and then I've got the option of having a 32 stud or a 16 by 32 stud here, and then we can go from there. Because like this, for example, I don't know if this is from here. I don't know. I need like I don't know pile. You can tell we're getting to the nitty gritty because we're slowing down a little bit. But right, that's there. So we've got the Ghostbuster car. You've got to let us know, what do you prefer, the white or the yellow for the roads? Because the Ghostbuster car does fit on the road plate, obviously. So we can, you put Ghostbuster team up there, ready for a display. That is how that could look. Just wondering. That'll be the next one. Obviously it'll match. We had it all matching last time. Do we just have it that big? And then do we have this pushed over? To be honest, I think that's big enough. I don't think it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be any more crazy than that. And then I could bring this all the way to the edge of the table. Yeah, because that's out, isn't it? Yes, I can get my fingers behind that because I nearly knocked this off. So I need to push this bit back in. This was the light that hit that, so hopefully I haven't twisted that. So I can get that pushed in, bring that forward, take the pins out. This bit can overhang, so that's absolutely fine. And then that comes right to the front, which then gives us a bit more space to the back, which I would imagine would be one of, well, it already is. So it's one of those. So we can now connect these up, I would imagine. So I'm going to have to cut one. I'm going to have to do something, because don't forget that's a base plate and a half. So it's not perfect, but at the same time, there's your base plate and a half. So there's 3 base plates, and then we've got that. So we either give ourselves, if I go the other way, we give ourselves a bit here. I just realised I spun the lights around, that's why it's so dark over there. So I do that, that'd be a little bit better for you. So we have got the option now coming directly around the front of the tower with a road, or we bring it all the way this way and then have a road behind. I don't know. But it's just gonna have to be rough for now, because this bit wasn't really planned. But Joker Man is gonna have to stay where it is. I'm gonna focus, just get these 4 units as an L shape, just so they're in, and then I think I'm gonna start doing some other repairs, I think. And maybe then add 1 or 2 bits of detail. We can start sort of stockpiling bits that could work. Don't forget we've got these indestructible pieces here for a rooftop flight. So again, well, that could go on top of one of these units that we've just moved. That is the obvious thing to do. If I just spun that round there, push that against the wall, but obviously it's not that easy because, well, that's in the way. No idea what that's supposed to be from. Sure, there's supposed to be something there and there. I think that's probably a street lamp. So I don't think the pool table and owls had two. So this is definitely missing something off the front. Now the good thing is that obviously this lines up with this, so we can eyeballing that. Can we actually get? Can I get one of these here? Ah, you couldn't ask for a better. You couldn't ask for it better, really, could you? So the skinny bit will fit one of those in. Then it could open up into a 32 by 32 if you want to. It just depends on what we're going to do with this, because I think we could just put some more cars in front of it. If I just left a strip of road and then just add cars as we go, so that way we've got the tumbler up on the building, which looks good, and then we've got these two cars, and then obviously what I would end up doing is putting a load of I'll rip out some of these little shapes, and then we'll put some of these bits in to stand the minifigures on, and then they can just look like they're taking photos. I really do like the blue against that. I know it's the wrong colour, but yeah, blue looks nice. So it'd be interesting to see if we do it with the yellow, what that looks like. So that is that can just go there, or we put a corner unit on there. Corner unit on the end, that could work. We've got one available. The bank is just there, so we could just try that instead. So I'll give that a go. What looks better, that or the corner unit? Let's have a look. See, the bank kind of held up. There's not too much damage on that. This thing on the other hand, I actually don't know what this is. That piece, I have no idea what that bit is. So that is, well, on the bank, that is part of the Joker Manor. So how that ended up on there, I have absolutely no idea how that got that far. And there's all these pieces as well that have fallen off. And we've got to try and figure out what all this belongs to. Hence why I'm moving everything and see what is what. Now, we could just have, like I said, corner unit to finish the end of the row off, which is kind of what tends to happen. And then we could try that again into battery died. That can literally be facing that way, but just against the back wall. But it does depend if we want to make like a proper street view just in this corner. So we could just go 3 modulars deep, have a skinny walkway around, and we've just got that nice feel of shops and whatever. Then we carry on into whatever this bit is going to be. Because if we decide to do that, it makes no sense that being here, and then what we can do is we can have a huge area for a battle. Now if we do that, the head comes down into that space, because that's where potentially the bridge would go. The Avengers, new Avengers Endgame battle with all the female team, that's got a little bit of height. That would match with scale with that one. The other one that I've got, this, it's a nice set, but it's just too small. So that, I don't think this would work. But the newer one where it's already mid-battle, because it's basically, it's that, but broken, isn't it? And you get the car, but the van is squished. So that was a nice thing about this. You get the ex-con van, but there's a squished version of it in the new one. And if they are going to be doing any other sort of scenes over 2024, they could potentially just be dotted in there, and we could use that all in front of the, well, we could use the Batman as the backdrop. So that symbol could be the backdrop for that. So if we do that, these two will go over to here as well, which to be honest probably makes more sense, having that as a bit of a battle scene. So we put that over there because that is Marvel, that over there because that is Marvel. This just goes over here because it can, and this goes over here. That's falling off because it can. We then have just that space for a battle, and then the road, we can connect the road up and through, and then this can just then zigzag off. But this bit here, like from that bit down in a straight line, it could just be one big display, I guess. That could be our events thing. We can add a little bit of water, or we can add some benches. We can do some bits and pieces like that, and that could be there. I guess that's kind of the better way potentially of doing it. It kind of makes sense, that being the case over not. But now we just want to get this sorted. So we'll go all the way back over to here. What does this look like to the edge of the table? How much space does it actually give us? Because this boat isn't going to be there, is it? So if this went all the way to the edge, like so, it did that. You've then got that still, but you can still see it, no problem. But now you have got this big space behind it. It's not a 32. But this isn't going to overhang. So if we had a battle here, we could put something there, or I don't know if it looks better with more space, because we could do, I suppose we could actually do a Batman scene in front of the police station. That would be quite nice. So if we used all of that, Ideas. We made an alleyway down the Ghostbuster firehouse. The only annoying thing, it's not annoying, but the traffic lights for the one way are on the other side, because it would have worked quite well if the buildings were swapped and we had the road going underneath the one way, and then that was like our alleyways. I'm sure on the other side of the building you've got at the back, look, you've got all the pinking of the rocks, so we could make like an alleyway on there. But I think we just got a little one of them and just made a run, and then we could add all the Ghostbusters. So we have a Ghostbusters display by the Ghostbuster, and then that would then leave us an Easter egg for the cinema, a display outside the front of what is going to be Gotham PD, a display for anything Marvel related, I guess, and then that then leaves us, well, a huge amount of space now to do whatever we want to do with. So I've done a thing, that is in. So this could be our battle. Big, half the size of the old school football pitch. Now I have got both sides, so if we want to feel fruity and go absolutely massive, we then can do, but I think hopefully this is now going to give you a bit of an eyeball with regards to just display space. We've never been able to do this for a long time. So I have actually just pushed the building back, because I've got the two backs of these buildings in line. So not only do you get a better step when it's sort of angled that way, we've now got something that we can do here on the 16 by 16s, and then there's 3 16 by 16s between the two buildings. So obviously that would make more sense if it's just a street parked beside the Ghostbuster. That kind of makes sense. And then at the back we can still do the Easter eggs, but now that is all exactly one size, so that'll just be exactly the same size. So we've got two, obviously 32 by 32 studs in length, and we can do 2 DC displays with that. Now that leads us to the next thing of what we can do, because if we are going to have this as a museum piece, instead of actually having the cars on the road properly, if I was to angle them and then we got another car fitted in that gap, this bit here we could then tile as a walkway, and then this is just theming in front of that, rather than having it forward and then having that road as the path. Does that make sense? But the only thing is that is quite a wide path. Now the other thing is we add something small with regards to a ride. So we add the fun Ferris wheel. Isn't going to work there, that's going to ruin everything, but the fun Ferris wheel could just go in around the houses. That could work quite nicely. Now with regards to just how big that head display is for the base, it's not the biggest thing at the height, but this is a huge thing. So again, for reference, this is a 32 by 32 base plate, and that is how much space is left. Now if I grab this down, I don't think it's ever going to get boring, me being able to reach this shelf. This is still very exciting. If I do that, that is how big that is. So you can see what space is left. Now, if we wanted this on ground level, and we wanted a couple of displays like this, maybe in a line, and then we did circular paths around it, this would obviously have to be bigger. Whereas if we are going to do just a load of figures and then just have a full-blown battle and then just try and build it all up and do that kind of thing, that should be the right size, but then that will need to go somewhere else. So we've got to figure out exactly what point does this display finish. Is that just going to be big enough? Do we want it slightly bigger? What is it that we want to do? Because we can obviously just keep the walkway exactly the same, and it can just now go off into wherever, which means the first modular for whatever it is, possibly the John Wick Hotel might be the best call. Was it, again, it's on a corner, that could just go there, and then we have something coming around here, or we get this closer. So I'm getting a little bit confused now. I don't know where to start the houses and how to divide it and dissect it up. It's a good problem to have, but that is the thing that I just can't quite think of at the moment. But we have got Strange up there, Diner up there, Head will go back up there. And then, in case you have no idea what we actually do have, as I've not even said, we've got both townhouses. So 2 townhouses, and then we've got the book and pet shop, which obviously we can do little Easter eggs with stuff. Jazz, pool, corner garage, restaurant, bank, and assembly square. So at least one of them we can do with a nice display around it. And whatever's closest to the Avengers Tower probably be a good idea to do it. Or we do another road outside the front of the Avengers Tower, and then it goes on. So we dissect it up that way. But I think it kind of makes sense just coming straight out into a battle. Something else on that side, battle there, big battle on this side, Ghostbuster battle down there, and then behind there and behind there 2 more Batman displays, cars on show, walkway round, and then where these cars are backwards, it's whatever it is it wants to be. So this, because this is so big, kind of just needs to be parked up with the boot open, and we can just have that wherever we want to do it. So I will just spend a couple of minutes messing around, because I know how long this video is. I mean, it's pointless me not doing it with you now, because I would imagine we've probably hit the 2 and a bit hour mark already, which is very, very, very painful for you. I do apologise in advance. But with regards to the tops of these buildings, where do we put the ships? Hoopty needs to be flying around somewhere, because that's the thing that's going to split it up a little so slightly, because Hoopty would be splitting it up, and the X-Men one, I think, won't be on that shelf anyway, even if the mansion's there, because it'd be nice to have the jet on show, so we can just have the jet on top of a rooftop, and then just have that going wherever it wants to be. So it could be on show. So if we had some of the modulars side by side, so if we put another one there, for example, we could have the X-jet on top. But I just don't know what to put beside what. So I'm going to have a bit of a play, because I'm going to have to pull all of these out, and then I get your ideas, I think would be the best thing. I'm supposed to be doing this rough, and I'm thinking about this far too much, because I know we're going to change it. But I think that works with regards to display. But I really do need to find the pieces. So, oh, do I leave it and then just do it with you live? Probably makes sense. Because I can let you guys and girls think about it for a week, and I can go live in a Sunday or two's time. That way I can just fix these bits and pieces, and then we could call it quits. Still trying to get a basic layout, but not worry about where it goes. That's the best plan of attack. So get a basic layout, don't worry about what modular is where, which is what I said I was going to do in the first place. Then I want to get the coaster repaired, get these tubs back out, see if we can find the pieces, and then ideally start to wrap it up. And then I can spend a long time getting this ready for you guys and girls to watch on social media. Right, as I have so many different ideas, some rubbish and others probably okay, we'll wait for this. I'll either do this with you live, or I'll do this as maybe the first upload or the second upload of this new catastrophe. Just, well, it's utter chaos, isn't it? It's probably going to be an utter chaos series. That'd be a good thing. So that is up there, done. You can see what that looks like. I think it looks nice. we'll mess around with the different displays and probably just have a displays displays upload, and then we can start putting different bits and pieces in. But again, it's something that we could do live, but obviously need to repair the bits and pieces. So there's a list of stuff that we can do. But speaking of repairs, we do need to find these pieces. So back to reality of all the stuff that is missing, but it is quite nice knowing that we have so much space and we can now do lots of display bits and pieces. And even that thing in the corner, I'm now looking at that going, does it look lost there? Does it work there? Can I put something else there? I don't know. That would fit there, but it would be, it could be swallowed. But if that's going to have to move to be repaired to get the bits and pieces into the table, that is an option, and then we might be able to see that a little bit better. But I think it does work there at the same time, because it is obviously our lookout calf. But again, these are the conversations that I can have on the live and we can worry about at a later date. But I need to get these bits and pieces together. Now, I don't know where they are, obviously, so this is going to be a good bit of fun. So what I'm going to do is put you to another time lapse, and we'll tuck into this and see if we can find it.
I think it's safe to say you may have to go to IKEA and get a new table. What I think you would need to do here is actually, as soon as you get off this stream, get your camera on and do a brand new video, literally starting off from the very position you are, because I think that could be a viral sensation.
Right, you've probably just seen I did find that, but no joy for the rest of the tower. And I absolutely have no idea where it could be. So I'm going to have to watch back the live, because I'm sure it was all together until the final drop. Continue with life. Well, which was very, very highly entertaining, but it could just be over here. So this is the problem with me waiting to move all these bits and pieces, because there are obviously bits and pieces over here, because they did ping over this way. But it's just going to be 5 or 6 hour long upload otherwise, if I try and tuck into all of this, because it could well be behind there, it could be in there, it could be in multiple places. But I think with regards to this, we have a good base understanding of what it is that we want to do for this section. We haven't finished just yet, but we have got those 3 units. We've got the head back in place, they're in, that's in, that's in, those 2 are in, so they're looking nice and smart. And then we've started with this. Everything else obviously is on the way, so that would just be the next upload, because I know this is going to take a long time, and I am starting to run out of time. And at the same time, if I commit to this, this could be another hour and a half added onto this video, which is pointless. So we'll forget about that. I just want to make sure I can get this roller coaster track done and fixed. The boat, to be honest, won't fit in one of them without me breaking it up. So there's no point me doing that. Obviously what we've done over here, we've got all the little duck bits and pieces, we've got all the minifigures that have been thrown in. Did that, for example. Wow, that is actually from Ninjago. Wow, how did that end up over here? This is from Ninjago. No, that's a pirate boat. Even still, don't know how that's ended up here. So there could be stuff over here. Could have flicked off over on this side. That is an architecture set that needs to go in the tub, so I'll do that in a second. There's the Hulk. that is actually the Daily Bugle Hulk. Daily Bugle Hulk. That is the Avengers Tower Hulk. So there's stuff like that where I need to get all the minifigures back up and on this because they were all moved and knocked off. And I can just start tinkering around and doing that kind of thing off camera, I think, and then catch back up with you with the progress that has been made in the first official upload of this series, which I now think is either going to be getting the top done before we go underneath. That's basically what it is. Probably not the best of terminologies, getting the top done before we go underneath, but at the same time, bingo is still being played. Now, I can't see anything there. Well, I can see a lot of stuff there, but I can't really see anything that will make too much of a difference. Now we've got all these little fairground things, which obviously can be dotted around wherever they want to go. I do need the other banana for the cheeky monkey, so that will be in there somewhere. Still not seeing those grey pieces. There's custom kingpin. Oh dear, dear, dear. It's such a mess. Now, talking of a mess, these. Now, that obviously, well, that's not correct, is it? So that light is, right, that's one thing. We've done a thing, so that's good. I think the back end, everything, all of that is okay. The do not stand up sign is a little bit wonky. The chain won't be connected now. Wait for it. Oh, that is disgusting. I think everybody's does this. No, it's still connected. It just doesn't. It's just slipping on the teeth because it runs through a Technic cog system all the way through from one side to another, and then you have got two bits. You've got this lever here, and then you've got this lever on this side. So you've got the track that is supposed to. It's a switchable track look, so you can add on a second thing and come back through. Now, for some reason, I can't do it. What's getting stuck? There we go. So that now adds on the second vehicle if you want it to, and you can push that back over and it does that. So that's a really nice, this is a clever thing. And obviously the one's darker blue and one's lighter blue. So if you didn't realize that's how it works, now you do, and you can obviously have both of them going at the same time. Now, obviously what we can't have going is, well, the actual thing itself at the moment. So that looks like it's the path to me. That has come off. That's your ticket office. Now your ticket office can only go in one place. That can only go there, which means that can only go on it. Can only go on the roof. So that's in. So we're sturdy. Part of the track sturdy, part of the track sturdy. Now we're back battling. This will be the last thing we're going to do in this upload, I think. Idiot versus coaster. So that bit's clicked in, that bit's done. We're definitely missing bits. Definitely missing bits. But if I can just have this floating, and then I can figure out how many pieces are missing. Because this bit, got 3. That must clip. Could get the instruction booklet out, or we just play the game like this. Now, play the game. I can spin that at the right. Can go in 4 different ways because there's only 4 different studs, so can't be that complicated. I think I made it worse after pushing down too hard as well. Right, that goes there. Click 1, click 2. Oh, look at that. 3 for 3. So we are quite a few off. So where have they gone? Because that shouldn't be like that. So we should have some more somewhere. That's going to be quite interesting to find, because they're going to be... That was the light, you know, the bit that went... And I ended up wincing because I generally thought it had gone straight through the Avengers tower, or it had gone straight through the roof of the Ghostbuster, and then I would have just cried. At least on the positive, it's just one zone. So it's like a part closure before it even opened up. That one zone's been taken out and it's come back in. Now, before we start doing all these displays and start doing all these little different bits and pieces and all this kind of thing, I want to end this mammoth upload with a couple of different scenarios that we could potentially do. Now, the Ghostbuster Firehouse has always looked nice. It's always sort of been forward facing and it's always been about. But do we make the Ghostbuster Firehouse more prominent and move it over this side? Not hiding the back. I know it's a big building. It works well there because it doesn't hide too much. But do we have it side on, maybe from the middle car over? Because then behind the Avengers Tower could be the display. So if you think what space we've got here, we can just have for the display of the Avengers Tower. So all of this space, so it's a base plate and a half by a base plate and a half of display. Because you could just have that whole zone, which is pretty much this. It'd be the same size, but the road and that moves, gets picked up and it goes somewhere else. Because we have in the past also just hidden it with the houses. Now if we did that, you could just tuck in over there. Could potentially come straight off the wall. It could do some of the little bits and pieces. And then we just have the Ghostbuster Fire, just have it beside it, because that is again how they've got it at Motion Gate in Dubai. They've got it beside the Green Lantern roller coaster, I do believe, if I remember rightly. So there is that option. Obviously then we've got to figure out how big, if that is the option and we do that, then we know how big the battle is, because it would just go from here to there, and then we can have that mixed in with the Lego Movie 2. You've got your Batman bit behind it and it's easy enough. If we think it looks best there and we leave it there, fair enough. That stays as that for that size. That is something. We can a nice display out of that. And again, we can make it twice as big. So if we just wanted a big display out the front and it was twice that size, he says hoping to be able to just pick up the other base plate, which is somewhere. Oh, that's not ideal. Where's that gone? Something else I can find, because that's just another big green base plate and it will just come to here. So we have the whole front as a battle. That's another option. So it's just twice as big. We can mix and match all of the bits and pieces that we want. That then takes us probably to that door on that. Now obviously on this side we'll put all the Batman minifigures so they can go in there and that can all be on display. So it's very much a case of, do we want twice the size for an Avengers display? Do we want the Ghostbuster Firehouse moved over? If you think about it, these don't take up that much space in hindsight, do they? Because if we just had one of those, or sorry, that thing as a strip going straight down the side, we could easily have it and we can just have them as an L, and we've got so much space left. Does then leave us with this and where that goes. Now we can potentially just have that side on as it is, picked up and put here. So it could just go there and then we have everything else behind it. So that way you've got the Batman and like all the superhero-y stuff from here. Basically this orange wall over is all of your Spider-Man, Marvel, X-Men stuff. And then it could potentially just go into a completely different zone on this side of the table, which is more of a walk through shops, buildings and that kind of thing. So we're making more of a, it's a superhero land, but without all of the modulars. We're just making it more superhero based. Again, going to what they've got at Islands of Adventure in Florida, that kind of thing. And we're just using the odd building as a little bit of theming, and we could just have this as the divide. Now if you want to see what that looks like very, very quickly, what I mean by that, and to be honest, as I'm saying it out loud, I think I can visualize that the best, is I was just to push these back, put that there. I just want to see if it fits actually, because if it doesn't fit, then that's obviously game over for that. for that idea. That one goes down onto the floor. This can go onto the floor with it, like so. And then, as the divides, that just tucks in like that. And it could go like that. And that is our superhero display. So that stays there. Another big football base plate which I've got. Got a funny feeling I was trying to be clever and actually put that away in storage. So I've got all the small 32 by 32s, more 32 by 32s, 32 by 32 road plates. I actually have no idea where that one's gone. Can't be that far. It's going to be under one of these tables. But yeah, you get the idea. So that could be that, and then that gives us this big open area for stuff. And then obviously it might need the odd modular to come in as to make up the display. So potentially be the bank, for example, or something like that. But does that look a little bit cleaner? Does that look a little bit more spacious with it all interlinked like that? And obviously we've still got the room for the cars to come round. We'll still have this bit coming through, and then obviously you can just walk straight through this, and then you come out the back side of it where those stairs and everything need to be repaired, and then we just carry on into this side. Options. So that is how I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it with that option of just that kind of thing, but I'm going to move that back because I now need to repair that and find the other pieces for that as well. And I want to start repairing all of these trucks and all of that kind of thing. But we've made a dent. It looks, well, it doesn't look fantastic, let's be honest. I want to get those modulars back up off the floor. I'll just put those back there. So I do that the second I end this video. But guys, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I am now just going to have a bit of a tinker, give it a bit more of a tidy, and then we will go live sooner rather than later and carry on with this. Get all of your ideas in that comment section below. It's been a very, very, very long upload, I would imagine. So I do apologise again for the length of that, but we are making some sort of progress back to where it needs to be. There might be another very long upload to come the following week, and then after that we've broken the back of it, and then I think we can just carry on, because it's nice to try and keep you up to date with exactly where we are, because obviously we have been changing so much so quickly. But this is one last look of that is staying. Everything else, well, the Batman is staying. Everything else is up for debate with regards to where that all needs to go. But I think that would look nice with another base plate beside it, another big football pitch beside it, and then we've got a nice big open area blocked off by the Joker Manor, all one thing. Or again, like I said, this comes over to this side, and we've got track, loop roller coaster track, and all of that kind of thing as well. So it doesn't necessarily, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case with the Joker Manor blocking it off. We could just put some modulars where I just put the Joker Manor to block it off, and then we can go from there. But like I said, that is going to be a completely different upload. So I told you I had lots of different ideas, and we are basically sport for choice with how we're going to continue going that way. But the more I say it out loud, the more I quite like having another one of these big base plates potentially on display, because he says we can just have another modular here and then have another big base plate beside it. So we have got layout options of these big display pieces, because we now are spoiled for choice with what we can do. But I am now going to spend the rest of the night, which is many hours, getting this video edited together, and then you know where we're at. So I'm not going to touch anything else apart from fixing some bits and pieces. So when this video goes live on the Saturday, this is what you're going to be looking at the moment, and then we can just carry on messing around with everything. But guys, I say it one more time, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.